The following programs were originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity, and they were recorded using a variety of means, from direct recording onto early audio tape and glass records, to simply placing the microphone of a wire recorder in front of the speakers of a radio playing the program. I hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to these, some of the all-time favorite shows.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Our next guest will give you the laughs, just don't ask him to lend you money. It's Jack Benny coming up next.
The Jack Benny Program.
Starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, as you probably remember, last week Jack Benny was sick in bed. However, he's up and around now, so let's go out to his home in Beverly Hills. Jack is eating his breakfast.
I'm glad you came by, Mary. Have a cup of coffee.
No, thanks. How are you feeling, Jack?
Oh, much better. Naturally, it was quite a shock being robbed of $10,000, but I'm all right now.
Well, I just dropped by to say hello. I'm going over to the club to play some golf.
It's certainly a lovely day for it. You know, Mary, I think I'll take up golf again.
Oh, Jack, you shouldn't play golf. You take it too seriously. You always get so mad.
I do not.
You do, too. Every time you miss a putt, you accuse somebody of moving the hole.
I only did that once.
And another thing, you never keep your mind on the game. What about that time you got in the sand trap? You were there for 2 hours.
Well, a lot of people play in the sand trap.
With a pail and shovel?
Oh, stop, will you? I wish Rochester would bring my toast. I've almost finished my breakfast.
Say, Jack, what's that little thing there on the table?
This? Oh, it's a light fuse. I took it out so there wouldn't be any electricity in the kitchen.
Well, for heaven's sake, why?
I'm punishing Rochester. Twice this week he came out of the kitchen and left the light on.
But, Jack, shutting off the electricity.
I know what I'm doing.
What's the matter? You're still coughing.
Well, I'm not completely well yet, Mary, but I'll be all right. Oh, by the way, here's that book you were reading to me the other day. Read some more, will you, while I'm eating?
Okay. Now, let's see. Where did I stop? Oh, here it is. For 2 hours, the crippled submarine had lain helplessly on the bottom. The men trapped inside were gripped with fear and despair. The air was so heavy...
Toast, Mr. Benny.
My toast? Well, it's about time, Rochester. What in the world took you so long?
Have you ever tried making toast with sunshine and a magnifying glass?
Oh.
How about giving me back that fuse now, boss?
Well, do you think you've learned your lesson?
No, but the icebox is defrosted, and that ain't going to help the food.
Oh, my goodness, I forgot all about that. Is all the food spoiled?
Well, not all, but you know that fish you bought for tomorrow night?
Yes.
Well, he ain't going to make it.
Oh. Well, would the fish be all right if we had it tonight?
Boss, you couldn't eat that fish if you cooked it in life, boy.
Then just throw it out. Here's the fuse. Hurry and put it back. And take that miner's lamp off your hat.
Yes, sir.
Now finish reading the book, Mary.
Okay. The air was so heavy that breathing was labored. A violent current caught the submarine and rolled it to one side, spilling the groggy men on the floor. It took almost all their strength to...
Answer the door, Rochester.
Answer the door, answer the door.
Quiet, quiet, Polly.
Yeah, you ain't paying me.
Go ahead, Mary. Go ahead, finish the book. Go ahead.
Okay. It took almost all their strength to rise to their feet. Every man knew that hope of rescue was fading.
Gee.
Then suddenly they heard a faint tapping on the outside of the sub. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. A look of hope came into the men's eyes as the tapping continued.
Pardon me, boss, but Inspector Flanagan is here to see you.
Oh, the detective. Excuse me, Mary. Hello, Inspector.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I just dropped in to talk to you again about the robbery.
Good, good. Come on, sit over here by the window.
Thanks.
Inspector, don't you ever have your oil changed?
Huh?
Nothing, nothing. How are you coming along on the case?
Well, I came to tell you that I thought I caught the guy that robbed you. He fitted the description precisely.
He did?
Yeah, he had a cauliflower ear, broken nose, scar on his cheek, and a little mole on his chin.
You a Scotchman or something?
I'm from Brooklyn. But he wasn't the guy that robbed you the $10,000.
What'd you say?
He wasn't the guy that robbed you of the $10,000.
How'd you find out?
Well, I searched him, and he only had $9,870.
Oh, well, I might as well tell you, Inspector, the man who robbed me called up and threatened my life. So I need a bodyguard and... Inspector! Inspector! Twinkle Toe! Some detective. The robber calls me up, threatens to kill me. I tell the detective, and he walks out.
Maybe he went to the florist.
Yeah. Hey, there's no time for jokes. Oh, Rochester!
Yes, boss.
Rochester, my life is in danger. I might get shot at, and I need a bodyguard.
Don't look at me.
Rochester, you're not a coward, are you?
More than that, I'm a careful coward.
Well, anyway, I didn't mean you. I wondered if you knew anyone who'd be a good bodyguard.
Well, now, let me see. I got it. You know, boss, Joe Lewis is in town.
Joe Lewis, the heavyweight champion? Rochester, I could never get him for a bodyguard.
I think you could if you worked it right, boss. I was talking to him the other day, and he told me he wants to be a radio comedian.
Uh-huh.
So if you let him think that maybe he could be one, he'd come over and talk to you.
Yeah?
Then all you got to do is keep him here and stick close to him. Amalgamate, boss, amalgamate.
By golly, Rochester, that may be it. Why don't you call him up?
Better than that, boss, I'll go over and see him personally.
Good, good, and hurry. Gee, Mary, this may be the solution to all my worries. Joe Lewis for a bodyguard. Go on, finish reading the book to me, will you?
Okay. A look of hope came into the men's eyes as the tapping continued. The air was so bad now that the breathing was almost impossible. In just a few seconds, it would be too late.
Oh, my goodness.
Suddenly, the steel hatch clanged open, and a blast of cool, fresh air revived the stricken men. The rescue device had worked. They were saved.
Oh, boy.
And thus ended another hair-raising adventure of our hero, Tom Swift.
Hot ziggity. What a guy. And you're always talking about little women. Why, if they were just
Hello,
more...
Mr. Benny. Hello, Miss Livingston.
Hello, Larry.
Well, hello, Larry.
The door was open, so I just came on in. How are you feeling, Mr. Benny?
A lot better, kid. Thanks for asking.
I had to ask. It's in my contract.
Oh, yes, yes.
Say, Mr. Benny, I've got a swell song for next Sunday's program. Would you like to hear it?
I sure would, kid. Go ahead and sing it.
All right.
Oh, boy, that Tom Swift. He led a life just like I did. Jack Benny and his electric rifle. Jack Benny in the darkest...
Just kiss me once, then kiss me twice, then kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time. Haven't felt like this, my dear, since can't remember when. It's been a long, long time. You'll never know how many dreams I dreamed about you. Or just how empty they'll seem without you. So kiss me once, then kiss me twice, then kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time. My dreams have been so empty, dear, without you. So kiss me once, then kiss me twice, then kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time.
Very good, Larry. Use that number on the show.
Okay, Mr. Benny. Well, I've got to go now. I promised my wife I'd help her with the housework.
Oh, that's the spirit, Larry. You're really starting your married life off right.
That's what her mother keeps telling me.
Oh, so that's it. Look, kid, you tell her mother to keep her busy.
Jack.
I'm only trying to advise them.
Well, you're advising them all wrong. Mothers know best. For instance, Jack, take my mother.
I will not.
Jack. All I'm trying to say is that my father always helped my mother with the house cleaning.
Mary, when your mother grabs your father by the back of the neck and wipes the floor with him, that's not house cleaning. Believe me. Besides, how can she get him in all the corners? And another thing about your mother.
For the million things she gave me.
Polly.
Well, I've got to run along now, Mr. Benny.
Okay, so long, kid.
So long.
Jack, I know you don't like Mama, but I wish you wouldn't talk about her in front of people.
Oh, Mary, I'm only kidding. If I didn't like your mother, would I have her picture hanging in my living room?
You only hung it up when you lost the target to your darts game.
You nearly lost that gag, too, there. Mary, I'm improving, too. Last night when I was playing, I got 1 chin, 1 ear, and 3 noses. I'm getting better all the time.
Answer the door, Rochester. Answer the door.
Polly, Rochester isn't here.
Oh.
Come in. Oh, hello, Don. Come on in.
Hello, Jack, Mary.
Hiya, Don.
I'm glad to see you looking better, Jack. Must have been quite a shock being robbed of $10,000.
Yeah, I was ribbed about it, too. Yes, it was, but I'm feeling fine now. By the way, Don, would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thank you.
Works for me. Buys his coffee at the drugstore.
Well, Jack, I'm going to run along or I'll never get that golf game in.
Oh, are those your clubs, Mary? You know, I play golf occasionally, but just walking around the course doesn't keep me in trim. I like a game where there's a lot of jumping around.
You mean tennis?
No, checkers.
No, I thought your fingertips looked a little muscle-bound there. Don, you probably don't like golf because you don't play it well.
What do you mean I don't play it well? Why, just last week I was in a tournament. We were approaching the 18th hole, and there I was on the edge of the green. The whole tournament was at stake, and I couldn't make up my mind which club to use. But my caddy, he knew what to do.
Believe me, Don, Excuse me a minute. Hello? Yes. Well, maybe so, but I thought that... Well, if you think so, okay. But wouldn't it be better if I just... Well, all right, if you want it that way. Goodbye. Now, Don, as I started to tell you...
Jack, who is that?
My press agent, Steve Bradley. You know, he used to talk so fast I couldn't understand him.
Well, I'm going out now and play a game of golf.
I'll go with you, Mary. So long, Jack.
So long, Don. Goodbye, Mary. Have a good time.
I will.
Gee, I wonder how Rochester's making out with Joe Lewis. I hope he can trick him into coming over here and be my bodyguard. I guess Rochester will know how to handle it. He always does.
I'm sure glad I caught you at home, Joe.
Why, I'm glad you came over, Rochester.
You know, Joe, so many things have happened since I saw you last, I don't know where to begin.
Well, there's no hurry, Rochester. Would you like another drink?
Well, I had 2 already.
One more won't hurt you.
Okay, pour it out. Thanks.
Rochester, have you ever thought about being a prize fighter?
No, I'm just drinking this milk to be friendly. Now, Joe, let's get down to business. You know, it's been rumored around you'd like to be a big comedian.
That's right. I want to make people laugh. I've been wanting to do that for years.
Well, Joe, if you want to make people laugh, you've been going about it the wrong way.
Who told you that?
Max Smelling, Tony Galeno, Jim Braddock, and Buddy Bear. That's who.
Well, them fellas have no sense of humor.
Well, you know, it's pretty hard to laugh with a referee counting over you.
I wouldn't know. That never happened to me.
Never?
Never.
Joe, remember that first fight you had with Max Melling?
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the 12th round? What happened?
That's the one page I tore out of my scrapbook.
Anyway, Joe, if you want to be a big comedian, Mr. Benny's the man to get you started.
Do you think so?
He'll not only get you started, he'll stick close to you. Yes, sir. Awful close.
Well, this is going to be a lifesaver.
You ain't kidding. Come on, let's go over to Mr. Benny's house and talk to him.
Okay, I'll get my hat and coat.
Don't forget your gloves.
I got them right here in my pocket.
Not the social ones, the business ones, the big ones, the fat ones. Well, you know, the fighting ones. Come on, Joe, let's go.
Gee, it's 20 minutes to 7. Dark out and Rochester isn't back yet. That robber did threaten me. Maybe I ought to hold these darts in my hand just in case. I wonder if... Well, another nosy. Doggone, I wish that the... That must be Rochester. Come in!
Hiya, Jackson. What are you doing up so late?
Oh, hello, Phil. I'm glad you dropped by.
Well, I can only stay a minute. I just came over to invite you to a costume party I'm throwing Saturday night.
A costume party?
Yeah, and Alice is going to put on a little girl's outfit and be little Bo Peep.
Oh, that's cute. What are you going to be, Phil?
I'm going to put light bulbs in my ears and come as a pinball machine.
A pinball machine?
Yeah, by 11 o'clock, I'm tilted anyway.
Oh, you know, these costume parties always throw me. I never know what to be.
Why don't you spruce up a little bit and come as Father Time?
Don't be funny. Come on in, Phil. We'll sit down and talk, huh? Oh, there's the phone. Excuse me. Hello?
Hello, is my daddy there?
Your daddy? Oh, is this Phil Harris, the little girl?
Uh-huh. Is this Mr. Benny?
It sure is.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I'm sorry about you being robbed of $10,000. But my daddy said it was your own fault.
My fault?
Yes, my daddy says if you paid him what he's worth, you wouldn't have all that money lying around.
Oh, I see.
Can I talk to my daddy now?
Yeah, just a minute, honey. Phil, it's for you. It's your little girl.
Okay. Hello, honey.
Hello, hotshot.
Anything wrong, baby?
Uh-huh. I got my dolly on the sidewalk and it's all broken.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Which dolly was it?
Pretty one with the long eyelashes.
And the curly blonde hair?
Yes, the one you said looks just like you.
Well, Dowdy will get you another one just like me.
Oh, goody. When are you coming home?
Right away.
Well, Mommy wants you to stop by the store and get a loaf of bread, a head of lettuce, and some corn.
All right, honey. Does she want corn on the cob or canned corn?
Mommy says when it comes to corn to leave that up to you.
Oh, well, okay, darling. I'll get it. Goodbye.
Bye, hotshot.
Oh, gee, Phil, your daughter's so cute. How old is she?
I don't know, Jackson, but last year she was 3.
Oh, well, then she's 4 now.
Could be. It could be.
Yes, sir, they sure grow up, don't they?
Oh, boss, he's here.
He is, Rochester?
Yeah, he's waiting in the den.
Oh, excuse me a minute, will you, Phil?
Yeah, I gotta go anyway. So long, Jackson.
So long, Phil. Rochester, have Joe Lewis come in.
Okay, but remember, boss, he don't know he's going to be your bodyguard.
Yeah.
He only came over here because he thinks you're going to get him started as a comedian.
I know.
So make him think he's funny.
I will, don't worry. Call him in.
Yes, sir. Come on in, Joe. Joe, I'd like you to meet Mr. Jack Benny.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Benny.
Pleased to meet you. What a delivery. Oh, boy. How do you feel, Joe?
Oh, fine.
Fine. That's a honey. Anybody else would have said pretty good, but you ad-libbed fine. Oh, boy, what a gem.
Boss, don't overdo it.
Say, Joe, how long have you been out here in California? That's good.
I haven't said anything yet.
I was still laughing at fine, That was dynamite. Huh?
Well, boss, I'll leave you two alone to discuss business.
All right, Rochester. Say, Joe, I've got a little proposition to make to you.
What's the proposition?
Well, you see, I'm a little more experienced as a comedian than you are, so anyone ever starts pulling jokes at your expense, well, I'll sort of help you out, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And naturally, you're a little younger and stronger than I am, so anyone starts punching me or picking a fight with me, you see, you'll help me out.
But, Mr. Benny, why should anybody want to start a fight with you?
Because I'm such a heel. You see, Joe, there's so many people who are jealous of me.
But I thought everybody liked you. You're so nice and so kind and so free with your money.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. Why didn't you laugh?
Oh, yes, free with my money. Well, Joe... Joe, getting down to business, how would you feel about doing comedy on my program?
I like it very much.
Well, let's discuss this thing thoroughly before... I wonder who that can be. Oh, Joe, would you mind taking a little walk with me?
Well, too.
To the front door. Come on, Joe.
Aren't you crowding me a little bit, Mr. Benny?
Oh, pardon me. Just a minute.
Okay, Benny, you asked me.
What?
I told you what had happened if you blamed to the cops about me sticking you up, and now I'm going to give it to you. Take that.
Ooh.
And that.
Ooh. Joe, he's beating me up. Fight with him.
Oh, I can't fight with just anybody. Who did he ever lick?
That's not important now.
Squeal on me, will you, Benny? Take that.
Ooh.
Another nosy.
Polly, you're supposed to be on my side.
Take that.
Ooh.
And that.
Oh, Joe, please don't just stand there. Please do something.
But, Mr. Benny, I can't fight with unknown. He would have to get a reputation for himself.
Well, he doesn't have to get it on me, for goodness sake.
Take that.
Out.
And that.
Oh, stop. And stop. Joe, help me.
I'm warning you for the last time, Benny. The next time you open your mouth to the cops, you're going to get more than this.
Yes, sir.
And just so you don't forget it, take this.
Ooh.
Mr. Mr. Benny, get up and go to your corner. Mr. Benny, get out. Well, if you don't, there's only one thing left for me to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44.
Joe, you can stop already. I'm feeling better. Anyway, I got to go to the Maskers now, do a show at 6 p.m. on another network. Good night, folks.
You've been listening to the Jack Benny program with Mary Livingston, Don Wilson, Bill Harris and his orchestra, and Jack Benny. Larry Stevens, young singing star of the program, steps forward now to sing Stars in Your Eyes. Larry?
I see stars in your eyes when my lips beg your lips to surrender. Stars in your eyes when we kiss and you whisper your mind. Stars leave the skies, but the night still is bright in their splendor. Deep in your eyes, lovely stars still continue to shine. No matter what dawn may bring, no matter what you may say, there's always one little thing that always gives you away. Stars in your eyes make me thrill with a thrill oh so tender. I realize love is ours by the stars in your eyes. Stars in your eyes.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
Lights Out is up next on nightly old-time radio shows.
Ironized Yeast presents Lights Out. Everybody. is later than you think. Lights Out brings you stories of the supernatural and the supernormal, dramatizing the fantasies and the mysteries of the unknown. We tell you this frankly, so if you wish to avoid the excitement and tension of these imaginative plays, we urge you calmly but sincerely to turn off your radio now.
This is Arch Oboler. Someone asked me what's the most frightening thing in the world. My answer was the familiar. A common everyday thing which suddenly is no longer commonplace. A shutter banging on a windy night when you're all alone. Or your house cat suddenly walking up to you and looking at you with eyes full of nameless cruelty. Yes, the most frightening thing in the world is the familiar suddenly unfamiliar. And that's what our story tonight is about. After a few words from Mr. Martin.
I want you folks to know why ironized yeast has been so amazingly helpful to people who, simply from lack of enough vitamin B1 and iron, had been weak, underweight, and jittery. You see, ironized yeast helps two ways. It gives you both vitamin B1 and iron. So, if more of these two vital substances is what you need to help you look and feel your old-time, happy, peppy self, to do your work with ease and really enjoy your fun, then get pleasant little ironized yeast tablets right away. Start taking them tonight. Remember the name, ironized yeast tablets. And now, lights out. Everybody.
What's the matter with you, Slow? Can't you go any faster?
Oh, I got my foot all the way down, boss. This here roller just can't make no time.
Shut your mouth. The trouble with you is you got an answer for everything.
But, boss,
Tell you to shut up and keep driving. Son of a gun, you talk too much. You get me there late and I'll break your neck.
Well, that old tire blew out.
Well, the tire blew out. So what do those guys care if the tire blew out? Hall full of guys waiting to see my moving pictures. And if I don't show up with the moving pictures, they're going to give the dough back, and me, I don't get nothing.
I'll get you there, boss.
You bet your life you'll get me there.
Boss,
Yeah?
you're going to give me some cash money this time, boss.
Are you talking about money
Oh,
again?
don't get sore, boss. Don't get sore. But you see, I got to send some money back to my wife in New Orleans. I got it, boss. She's feeling mighty poorly, and I thought if I could send her a couple of dollars.
Shut your mouth.
But, boss, you said the next.
Shut your mouth, I said. You don't shut it, and I'll shut it for you.
Oh, ain't nothing to get sore about,
Oh,
boss.
now you tell me what to get sore about, huh? Well, listen to me, my friend. You bother me for dough once more, and you know what I'm going to do.
You wouldn't do that, boss.
Yeah? Maybe I should have done that a long time ago. Wouldn't that sheriff be surprised?
No, don't do it, boss.
Yes, sir. I bet you that sheriff, he wouldn't even bother to put you in
No,
jail. He'd
no.
turn you right over
no,
to that
boss,
mob.
don't talk like that. I can't stand talk like that.
Scared you
Oh,
good,
what that
huh?
mob would do to me. That's what I've always been scared of. I dream about it at night.
Yeah?
I dreamt about it last night. They were chasing me. And then there was noise in my ears, blood in my mouth.
You don't say.
It ain't right dreams like that. It was you that killed that man, not me, boss. They ain't got a right to blame me.
Shut your mouth. If I turn you in, it's you they'll drag out.
No,
It's your neck.
no.
They'll put a rope around.
No,
It's
no,
your
boss,
neck.
no,
They'll
don't
stretch.
say it.
All right, then. Shut your mouth and keep doing what I tell you to do.
I'll do it, boss. I'll do it. I'll do anything, boss. Just don't turn me over to that.
All right, forget it. But remember this. This town I want you to clean out, see? A lot of these oil workers, you know, plenty of dough. We'll clean them out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, is right. Me, I'm going to keep those fatheads busy watching my moving pictures, and you get what they got out of their rooms. Okay, my pal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just don't tell anybody, boss.
Got you good and scared, huh? That's the way I like it when they work for me. Scared. Plenty scared.
Will it take much longer to get those moving pictures started, Mr. Gibson?
Just a minute.
The boys sure getting impatient out there.
All right. I got to get the film ready, don't I?
Yeah. Hope you ain't gonna disappoint the boys, Mr. Gibson.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, the boys around here ain't had a real show for a long time. And they sure be mighty mad if your movies didn't kind of add up to what they want.
Don't you worry. They're going to get their doug's worth. Well, how about it, Slew?
Yes, sir.
You must make quite a bit of money, don't you, Mr. Gibson? Driving this outfit around from tank town to tank town, giving your little...
No good. Me, I'm a poor man. I don't make hardly enough to pay Slew here. Do I, Slew?
No, sir.
Well, you're certainly making enough tonight. And if the picture's real good, maybe the boys will chip in and... Oh, there they go again.
Hey, what's the matter with those guys out there? All right. Tell them to turn out the lights. I'm ready now.
Oh, that's fine. All right, boys. Our little show's ready to begin. Turn out the lights, somebody.
All right, Slew, turn on the machine.
Yes, sir.
Well, I better go up front and enjoy myself. I hope it's good.
You betcha. Slew.
Yes, sir.
Get going.
Yes.
Every man in easy time, see?
Yes.
I want you to get every dollar in cash that's lying around this town. You hear me? Every dollar. If you don't, maybe those dreams you've been having, they're going to come true. Now get going.
Well, Mr. Gibson, I must say your little show was quite up to expectations. Yes, sir, quite up to expectations.
Okay. And everybody's getting what he wants. Now, why don't you go back and see the rest of the picture, huh?
Well, as a committee of one, the boys asked me to sort of find out whether after this picture's over, you got something else you could show us. We sort of hate to go home yet.
Sure, okay. I'm a good guy.
What's this one about? Something good?
You bet. One of these here boogie pictures.
Huh?
Oh, you know, one of those monster pictures. Pretty girls, one of these big movie monsters. You know what I mean.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. The boys will like that.
Sure. Me, I'm a great guy. Like to give the boys what they want. Yes, sir. The longer the boys stay here tonight, the better I like it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Come on in, Slew. Come on in. Well, what'd you get? Come on, let's have it.
Boss,
Now, talk up. What's the matter with you? I got the last reel on Talk Fast. What did you get?
I didn't get nothing.
Say that again.
I tried, boss. I tried. I swear I did.
What are you trying to give me?
I couldn't get nothing.
Okay, a smart guy. What are you trying to do? Make jokes? Come on, empty out your
But,
pockets.
boss-
Are you going to empty out your
Boss,
pockets?
I tell you, I ain't got nothing. See, nothing at all.
All right, start talking.
I just couldn't get in anywhere.
Yeah? Every guy in town's here watching those pictures, and you couldn't get in no place, huh? So what's the angle, smart guy? What are you trying to put over on me?
Boss, I'm telling you, I couldn't get in no place because he was following me.
Hey, what are you talking about?
The sheriff.
Sheriff?
Yes, sir, after me all the way.
Don't give me that. The sheriff is sitting right out there.
No, sir, he kept watching me, following me. He came up to me and said for me to get the heck off the street, so that's what I did.
Son of a gun, I'll give him a free ticket.
Oh, you ain't blaming me, are you, boss?
Okay. So that wise guy, he ain't so smart. We stick around overnight. We do another show tomorrow. Yeah. And tomorrow I'm going to see to it personally that the sheriff, he's going to be right down in front there watching that picture.
As long as you don't blame me, boss.
Me? No, I don't blame you. Come here, my friend.
Well, what do you want, boss?
Come here. Look through the hole in the wall and watch the moving pictures.
What picture you showing, boss?
Why, the one you like so much. The one all about the monster.
Oh, no, sir, I can't watch that.
Get over there.
Boss,
Go on.
Boss, you're hurting my neck.
And look, enjoy yourself.
Oh, I'm scared to watch that picture. You know that.
Sure. That's just why you're going to watch it.
Oh,
See?
no.
Your friend, the monster. Look at him. He's crawling around all over that screen. Sure scares you, don't he?
Oh, I can't look.
Open your eyes or I'll break your neck.
It's hurting me.
Okay, you keep your eyes open. That monster, he always scares you, don't he, Lou?
Oh.
Just a moving picture and you scared like that. Okay, it's the end of the picture. Now, I'll let you go, my friend. All right, shut the machine off. Go ahead, you ain't scared to do that, are you?
No.
Well, Mr. Gibson, that is a fine show you gave us. Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody's happy, and May, I'm happy, too.
Yeah. The funny thing, I guess the boys like that last one, the monster picture, better than they like the other ones. Now, what do you think of that?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Slew here, he don't like it.
Scares him, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I can't exactly blame him. Sure beats all how them Hollywood folks fix up critters like that. Most gosh awful critter I ever did see. But I guess the boys like being scared. They told me to tell you if you want to give another show tomorrow, they're all for it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sure, I'll stay overnight.
Oh, that's fine. Fine. Now, if you'd like me to find a place for you, I got a couple of rooms.
Oh, no, that's all right. Me, I can bunk right here. Slew can sleep in the truck.
Well, all right. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
You want me to do something, boss?
What do you think? Go on, disconnect the projector. I'm going to take a look out in the hall, make sure everybody's gone.
Yes.
So, want me to stick around, huh? Yeah? Everybody went home all right? Hey, Slew!
Yes, sir, boss?
Come on out here and help me take the screen down.
Yes, sir.
No, wait. Shut that projector off first.
What'd you say, boss?
I said shut the projector off. What's the idea of starting to run that film again?
What'd you say, boss?
I said stop running that film.
Film?
Yeah, film. Stop it. I'll come in there and break your neck. Shut it off. You hear me? Shut it off.
Boss, I ain't running that machine.
What?
The machine ain't running, boss.
Ain't running?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll fix you. Smart guy, huh? I'll fix you. I'll show you to make jokes with me, you
Boss,
little runt.
what's the matter? I ain't done nothing.
Tell me you ain't running that projector. I'll break
But
your neck.
look for yourself. It ain't running.
Ain't running?
What's the matter, boss?
It is running. It's got to be running.
But it ain't, boss. You can see it ain't. Boss, what's the matter with you? What's the matter?
Look. Look out there.
Where?
Out there on the screen.
Oh.
You see it, too?
That monster from the picture.
But the machine ain't running.
No.
Not even filming.
Boss, what's throwing that picture on the screen? Look.
It's moving. It ain't on the screen, but it's coming off. It's coming down the aisle.
Ladies and gentlemen, when motion picture characters detach themselves from the screen and come down the aisle of the theater, that's an excellent moment for mere mortals like you and me to turn up the lights, get up out of our chairs, and take a deep breath or a deep drink of water, and reassure ourselves that 2 and 2 are 4. And speaking of such facts, it's a sad fact that today thousands of Americans are short on 2 vitally needed substances, vitamin B1 and iron. And what frequently happens? Listen.
Do eat your dinner, dear. There's everything you like.
Eat. Oh, gosh, I just don't feel like eating.
Oh, dear, you worry me so. You're getting so thin and on edge. I wish I knew how to help you.
Oh, I'm just worn out. I just don't know what to do.
Listen. Perhaps the only help you need is more vitamin B1 and iron. Ironized yeast tablets give you both these vital substances. And remember, when you don't get enough vitamin B1 from your food, you may lose your appetite, may not eat all you need, or you may not get the full benefit from what you do eat. And when you don't get enough iron out of your food, you may be weak, pale, always tired. If vitamin B1 and iron shortage is what's keeping you that way, take a tip from many who used to suffer from these deficiencies. Start taking ironized yeast tablets at once. See if they don't help you as they've helped so many, many others. See if pretty soon you, too, aren't saying...
Dinner ready, dear. Let's hurry so we can make the early movie. Sure, I had a big day at the office. But you can't tire me out. Not since I've been taking ironized yeast.
And now back to Lights Out. The thing has come off the screen, and Mike's assistant moans in his fright.
Stop it. I tell you, it'll hear you. It'll come back here.
No.
Don't make no sense. I swear it don't. Thing can't be alive. And yet there it is. Shut your face and don't move. Look at it. How can such a thing be? From a moving picture and it's alive.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Thing green. Its mouth. Those teeth. My eyes. Don't seem right. Something that was on the film being alive. Maybe I'm going nuts. Look. It's going out that door. That moon is shining so bright on it. That thing. It's gone. Come on, we gotta get out of here quick. Help me pack up the things.
I can't. I'm
Going
going to get out.
Here, I'm going to break your neck. I'll turn you over to the sheriff and the mob will get you.
No, you wouldn't do
Come
that.
on, help me get that projector in the box. Gotta get out of here, quick. Yeah, quick. Hey, Slow. Did you see what I saw?
It ain't going to come back, is it, boss? It ain't going to come back.
How should I know? Don't know nothing, I tell you. Things don't make no sense no more. It come off the screen like it was alive. It crawled out of that door like it was alive, and it ain't nothing but a moving picture. No. Nothing don't make no sense no more. That kind of film, drop it.
Oh, what?
You don't think I want that anymore, do you? That monster film?
No.
All right. Stop it. Gotta get those things on the truck.
Oh, I've never been so scared.
Scared. Who cares what you are? Gotta get the stuff out of here.
I'm too scared to go out there.
Back way the truck. We'll get so far away that they're not...
Come on! Everybody! Come on! Quick! What's the matter? Come on, men! Quick!
Hey, Slow. Gotta get out of here. They must have seen that monster.
Look, them guys trying to start that truck.
Stop them! Hey, what's the matter with you guys? I ain't done nothing. Keep your hands off of me, see?
Pull him down out of there. The little guy, too.
I ain't done nothing, mister. I ain't done nothing. Me, I ain't done nothing.
Hey, wait a minute, I say. What's the matter with you guys? Mr. Gibson here, he's the guy who gave us the moving picture tonight.
Sure, I ain't done nothing. What's the matter with you guys?
I ain't done nothing. I swear I ain't done nothing.
Shut up, both of you.
Listen, Gorman. That's where that girl was killed just now, and these two guys are the only strangers in town.
No, I'm an honest man. I ain't done nothing.
Yeah,
Mr. Gorman, he knows that. Go on, tell him, Mr. Gorman.
Gibson's all right. Gave us a good show tonight the way he promised, didn't he?
Yeah, but that won't bring Doc Murdoch's girl back. No, me, I ain't done nothing. Honestly, I ain't done nothing.
Wait a minute. Take it easy, boys. I'll handle this.
Sheriff, listen. The boys are going nuts. They think that Mr. Gibson
Sheriff,
here...
I tell you, ain't done nothing. I'm an honest, hard-working
All
guy.
right, hold it. You may not have done anything, but how about that assistant of yours?
No, sir, boss. I ain't done nothing. I swear I ain't. I swear to you.
Shut up! Weren't you sneaking around the street while the show was going on? You don't have to say nothing. I saw you. I saw you myself. Now, take it easy, boys. Give him a chance here.
Boss, you tell him where I was. You know I wasn't killing anybody. You tell him where I was.
Well, Mr. Gibson, where was he?
Don't ask me. I don't know where he was or what he was doing.
Boss, tell him. Tell him about that thing. I didn't do it, boss. Tell him.
I'll tell him nothing. I don't know nothing, see? Nothing.
Boss.
Maybe you did do it. How do I know?
No, boss, you know I didn't. You know that thing came off the screen.
Grab him, boy!
No, let me go. Won't get me.
Don't let him get away!
Now he's heading for the swamp. After him.
Cut him off!
Okay, Slow, okay. Thank you very much. You ran away, they ran after you and me. I got a whole town to clean out all by myself. I don't know what this is all about. That monster coming off the screen and all that stuff, but maybe it's all a lucky break from Mike Gibson. Yeah.
Get away. Gotta get away. Kill me. That's what they'll do. Kill me. I've never done nothing. Nothing. I always try to be a good man. Always tried. And hide in the swamp. They won't get me. Oh, it's so dark. You can't see. Oh, they want to chase poor Slow for? What for? I gotta get away. Oh, boss, why didn't you tell him that Slow didn't do nothing? Why didn't you help Slow? Slow always done what you asked him to, didn't he? Sure. Slow did everything you asked him. Even when he didn't want to do it. Oh, you should have helped Slow, boss. You should have helped him. Gotta get away. They'll kill me. I ain't done nothing. Nothing. I'm tired. I can't even staring at me. I gotta rest. they'll never find me. Oh, never find me here. It's dark. Oh, I'm scared. Boss, why didn't you tell him what was right about Blue? Why didn't you tell him? I didn't do it. Yeah, it was that thing. That thing out of the moving pictures. You know that. Yeah, that thing. I saw it, too. Roll right off the screen. Roll right along the aisle. Green. Sort of looking here and there. Its awful eyes shining. I saw it, and he saw it. And it did it. It killed her. Oh, Lord Almighty, where is it now? Where is it now? Dogs. They got dogs after me. Oh, they're still after me. Them dogs are tracking me down. I didn't do it. What are they chasing me for? What are they chasing me for? Walk in the water. The dogs won't find me then. No, they won't find me then. Mud, water, oh, they can't find me now. The dogs can't get me now. Can't get me. They won't get me. No, not me. I ain't never hurt nobody. If I stole it was because he made me do it. The boss, yeah, he made me do it. I had to do what he said. Oh, I've never been strong. You can't kill a man for not being strong. I dreamed about it. Oh, but I won't die like that. No, not me. I want to live. I got a right to live. Oh, dog, closer. I gotta get away, got to. Water deeper. I can't swim. Help me. Oh, I can't swim. Oh, listen to me. Listen, no. The monster got it. Ask the boss will tell you. I can't swim. Water's carrying me. Oh, I can't swim.
What a night. Yeah, but me, I did all right. Wise guys run off, and I made a cleanup. Those wise guys open their eyes when they come home and find out I cleaned them out. Yeah. You blasted motor, you keep going. Gotta get out of here. Yeah, a long way out of here by morning. Hey, shooting. I bet you that's the other slough. Yeah. Nice going, Mike. Getting rid of slough and making yourself a nice piece of change. Yeah. It's been a crazy night. Even got me talking to myself. Those funny things I see, that monster crawling off the screen. I didn't see it. Nobody saw it. Something I thought I saw. Yeah, just something I thought I saw. Sure, it's only in my head. The thing was on the film. It can't come off the film. You throw it on the screen. There's nothing but the light. Sure. That's it. What I saw was in my head. Oh, you... Go ahead and miss. Now I'm going to get me a new truck. Yeah, you bet your life. Brand new truck. The smart guys running off after Slew. They got Slew and I got all that dough out of their banks. Monster. What's the matter with me? That sure was funny. Yeah, but I saw it crawling down the aisle. Oh, no, I never saw it. Slew, Slew. Gotta get me a new assistant now. Well, that oughtn't be too hard. Assistants. They take the rap and I take the cash. Hey, what the heck is that? Get out of the way, you. What in the... Blasted headlights, I can't see a thing. Hey, you, get out of the way. Get out of the way! Dog. Big dog running ahead of the truck. Get out of the way, you blasted dog! No, dog, it's that thing. The thing out of the moving picture running ahead of me. It can't be. It can't, but it is. The thing out of the film. All right, I'll show you. I'll run it down. Run it down. Blasted truck. Gotta go faster. Gotta kill it. I got her. They'll blame me. Everywhere I go, they'll blame me.
I'll get you now. It's not it. It's a wall. Great! It's a wall. I can't stop. I can't.
And now, what about next week and imagination?
Well, back in the days of Prohibition, Frank, I knew a gangster. Yes, one of those legendary beer runners. And over these years, I've been literally boiling the memory of this gangster in my imagination. The result, next week we have a story about Al, the professor, Duke, and the girl. And there isn't a machine gun in the lot, and the district attorney doesn't pound his desk. And yes, I promise you a rather amazing half hour next week.
Yes, tune in next Tuesday again for Arch Oboler's eerie story, The Archer. And if you need more vitamin B1 and iron, be sure to try ironized yeast, the one and only ironized yeast, with the big letters IY on the package and on each tablet.
Hey, man, how about we check in with Fibber, Magee, and Molly next? That sounds good to me.
The Pet Milk Program with Fibber, Magee, and Molly. The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber, Magee, and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Jerry Farber, Gloria McMillan, Gil Stratton Jr., Mary Lou Harrington, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Nutrition experts pretty generally agree that to feel their best, youngsters should have at least a quart of milk every day, and grown-ups should have at least a pint. And even though you may not drink a drop of milk, it's easy to get your day's quota when you use Pet evaporated milk for fixing favorite family foods. You see, Pet milk, sold in handy cans, is twice as rich in nourishing milk substances as the milk usually sold in bottles. That's because it's a concentrated form of milk. Good, sweet country milk concentrated to double richness by evaporation. Naturally, then, by using Pet milk, you can put extra amounts of nourishing milk substances into everyday foods like meat gravy, cream sauce for vegetables, custards, puddings, cream pies, just to mention a few. And the use of Pet milk in such foods makes them not only more nourishing, but more delicious. More economical, too, because Pet evaporated milk costs less generally than bottled milk or any other form of milk. Remember this when you shop for food. Get Pet evaporated milk. Tonight is the night of the big homecoming dance at Wistful Vista State College. The president of the college and Mayor Latrivia had the following conversation this morning. The mayor said...
And I'll be happy to ask Mrs. Magee to serve as a chaperone, Wilbur. She's a charming woman, all right.
Yes, I've met her.
But I warn you, there is one bad complication.
Yes, I've met him, too. But ask her anyway, will you?
Right.
And that's how it happens that the chaperones for the dance tonight will be Fibber, Magee, and Molly.
And the more I think about it, the more fun it's going to be, Molly. We'll really have us a time at that shindig.
Well, I don't expect to do anything,
Yes,
but...
sir. Boy, oh, boy, will I show them college kids how to chop a rug tonight.
It's cut a rug, dearie.
The way I dance, kiddo, I'll chop it to ribbons. I got steps left over from my senior prom days that I ain't even tried yet.
I know, but, dearie, nobody dances the bunny hug these days.
They don't?
Look now, McGee, Mayor Latrivia merely asked us to act as chaperones tonight. That's all. Just chaperones.
Chaperones.
And besides, dearie, we can't dance like those youngsters do. After all, we're not as young as we used to be, you know.
Oh, you ain't got much older since your high school days, kiddo. You sure love to gallivant around. You gallivanted around in them days.
Yeah.
Never still for a minute.
No.
Clara Bow might have been the it girl, but you were the what girl?
The what girl?
Yep. I'd come calling at your house, and I'd say, Molly, would you rather stay home tonight or what? And every time you'd say what?
Well, I guess I was a bit of a gadabout. Oh, and how I love to dance.
Well, you'll see some dancing tonight, Tootsie. Them college kids may be kicking up their heels like calves in a pasture, but I'll be the bull of the ball.
Now, please, McGee, don't make us both look ridiculous.
Why, what's ridiculous about joining in the festivities? I even thought I might take my mandolin along.
Oh, no, not the mandolin.
And why not? Maybe I could teach that band some of them fine old tunes we used to dance to. The songs these days have got no romance. There's no heart to them.
No, that's right.
When I think of them lovely old tunes, like I'll Be Glad When You're Dead, You Rascal, You. And you tell 'em 'cause I stutter. Who takes care of the caretaker's daughter when the caretaker's busy taking care? When I think of them, I get a lump in my throat.
Come in. Oh, hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Oh, daughter, hi there, Johnny. Hi, old-timer. You heard the news? I and Molly are going to chaperone at the homecoming dance tonight.
Yeah, and I'm trying to persuade him not to take his mandolin.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with a mandolin, daughter. It's a noble instrument.
You said it, boy.
Used to pick at one myself years ago when me and the old gang belonged to the Glue Club.
Don't you mean the Glee Club?
We called it the Glue Club.
Yeah?
We stuck together like wet stamps.
Real bunch of pals, huh?
That we were, Johnny. And fine musicians, too.
Is that so?
We had an arrangement of La Paloma for 3 mandolins, 2 piccolos, and a glockenspiel that brung tears to the eyes.
I'm sure it did.
Oh, how I miss them boys. Gee, but I'd give the world to see that old gang of mine. Pardon me for busting down, kid.
I know just how you feel.
Oh, that was a great old gang. There was Freddie and Joe and Eddie and Mo, and there was Timmy and Phil and Jimmy and Demetrius.
Somehow I was expecting Bill.
Well, Demetrius didn't really fit in, but we needed him for our arrangement of La Paloma.
Yeah?
He owned the glockenspiel, and that sort of gave it body.
There had to be a reason.
The old gang was always together, but then came the war. Spanish-American War, that is. That broke us up.
You all went into service, huh?
No, daughter, it wasn't that. You see, La Paloma was a Spanish song, and we couldn't play it when we was at war with Spain. That was the only song we knew, so we just sort of drifted apart.
Well, that's a very touching story, Mr. Oldtimer, but it got us off the subject. McGee claims he's going to outdance those college kids tonight, and I contend a man should admit his age.
Daughter, I contend a feller is only as old as he acts, feels, and looks.
Acts, feels, and looks. How old does that make you?
10, 86, and 102.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and Charmaine.
one more hour and we'll be on our way to that college shindig, Molly. How do I look in my tuxedo?
Very handsome, dear.
Yep. Lucky I got it altered when we made that trip to Omaha.
Yes?
Fits real good now that the chest has been lowered 3 inches.
Yeah, it's a big improvement.
Would you tie my bow tie for me?
Heavenly days. Haven't you learned how to tie that tie yet?
Sure, but I always get my finger tied into it. The time you weren't here and I went to the Elks Club banquet, I had my finger stuck in my necktie the whole evening. Had to tell everybody I had an itchy Adam's apple.
All right, I'll tie it as soon as I've picked out a dress to wear from these hanging here in the closet. I'd ask your advice, but you never notice what I'm wearing anyhow.
Now, that ain't true, Molly. I watch your wardrobe with an eagle eye. You wear that gray dress there, that one there in the middle. That's a knockout.
It's also a nightgown.
Oh.
You know, my green satin might be all right if I had a nice corsage to wear with it. Would you get me some flowers, Davy?
You bet I will, kiddo. I'll get you an orchid.
An orchid?
Yep.
McGee, you darling. You just bought me an orchid last week when we went out to dinner, remember?
Yeah, that's the orchid I had in mind. It's still in the icebox, in back of the coils. It's got a few brown spots on it, but gee whiz. An orchid with brown spots on it is even more expensive than a plain one. That makes it a cymbilium.
Hello, Molly. Hiya, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hey, get you. What goes with the tuxedo?
Black tie and patent leather dancing pumps, naturally. What do you think goes with it, Junior? A tattered soiled vest and beaded moccasins?
We're going to the homecoming dance tonight, Mr. Wilcox, at Wistful Vista State. We're the chaperones.
Well, good for you. Hey, that's a great school, Molly. Finest college in the country, you know.
I didn't know that. In what way, academically or athletically?
No, pet milkily. Oh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every single student at Wistful Vista State has been raised on pet evaporated milk since the day he was born.
Well, I'm just glad it worked out that way for you. You know, it would have been horrible if them kids was raised on hamburgers and chili peppers.
But look, according to a disinterested, unbiased, completely impartial survey, which I made myself last year, 100% of the student body was raised on pet milk from babyhood.
Well, what you know?
That's what helped them build those strong, straight bones and those good, sound, even teeth.
Even teeth?
Yeah, teeth even.
That's because the mothers of those kids have long known that pet milk contains the sunshine vitamin D that a growing child needs to make the best of growth. Well, you take their football squad.
Yeah, sure. I suppose if a guy on that squad wasn't raised on pet milk, he'd never get to be a halfback.
I'm glad you mentioned that last word, pal.
Halfback?
Did you know that pet milk is just good country milk with half the water removed?
What's that got to do with halfback?
Well, you can turn pet milk into fine country milk again if you put that halfback. Look at him, and he ain't even blushing.
I'm worried about one thing, Mr. Wilcox. McGee has the notion that he can keep up with those youngsters tonight, dancing.
No, I wouldn't try that, pal. The kids will all be saying, who's the old gentleman with the tuxedo and the red necktie?
I ain't going to be wearing a red necktie.
But you'll look like you are. If you try to keep up with those kids, your tongue will be hanging down to your waist. See you later, pal.
Always leave him laughing. He hopes. Anyhow, him talking about neckties reminds me you ain't tied my bow tie yet.
Well, I'll do it now, dearie. Lean over and stick your neck out.
Okay. Hey, take it easy. Hey, you're choking me.
Well, I wouldn't if you didn't wiggle.
Okay.
Hold still. Come in. Hello, Dr. Gamble.
Oh, hello, my dear.
Oh.
Well, well. I knew the time had come when you'd feel obliged to strangle him. May I help?
She ain't strangling me, Fatso. She's fixing my bow tie.
Oh, what a pity. Why are you getting all dolled up, mush muscles?
We're chaperoning the dance at the college tonight.
Oh, you know, I should be at that dance tonight and renew my acquaintance with those college girls.
Ha!
After all, I was the first man in most of their lives.
That's true, Doctor. You brought them into the world, didn't you?
Yes, and they grow so fast it's hard for me to place them. The other day, a lovely young girl stopped me and said, "Don't you remember me, Dr. Gamble? I'm Katie Conway." Well, I thought for a moment and said, oh, yes, 8 pounds, 3 ounces, and very red.
Ah, what a cute way to remember them.
Hey, Molly, how about finishing my tie? I want to get to the dance and show them kids some real stepping.
You plan to take part in the dancing?
You betcha. I'll shake more leg than a centipede with a palsy, boy.
I'm against it, Doctor. I do not think we can keep up with those college kids. We're not as young as we used to be, and I keep telling them that.
Yeah, you speak for yourself, Tootsie. Ah, but I wish you could see me on that dance floor tonight, hippo hips. I'll be as frisky as a young kid in a field of clover.
Let me give you a word of advice, son.
Shoot.
Remember that it's just a matter of time until every young kid winds up an old goat.
Huh?
And it's later than you think.
Hey. What's he mean it's late? Oh, my gosh, it is getting late. Why, it's 1:30. Well, come on, Molly. Hurry up. Let's go.
The King's Men and I Get Ideas.
When we are dancing and you're dangerously near me, I get ideas. I get ideas. I want to hold you so much closer than I dare to. I want to scold you 'cause I care more than I care to. And when you touch me and there's fire in every finger, I get ideas. I get ideas. And after we have kissed goodnight and still you linger, I kind of think you get ideas too. Your eyes are always saying the things you're never saying. I only hope they're saying that you could love me too. For that's the whole idea, it's true. The lovely idea that I've fallen in love with you. For when you're dancing near me, I get ideas, I get ideas. And then when we have kissed goodnight and still you linger, I think you get ideas too. Your eyes are always saying the things you're never saying. I only hope they're saying that you could love me too. For that's the whole idea. A wonderful idea that I have fallen in love with you.
Have another cup of punch, McGee? I'm in charge of the bowl here for a while.
Thanks, kiddo. I got to get started dancing, though. Got to pep things up. I asked a couple of girls a while ago if they wanted to dance a while ago, but they just giggled and walked away. Too shy, I guess.
Yes. You know how young girls are, sort of ill at ease around an older man.
Yeah. I even offered Olie, the janitor at the Elks Club's daughter, a break, but turned out she had a sprained ankle.
She's a nice child, isn't she? I was talking... Oh, here she comes now, McGee, off the dance floor.
Oh, good. Her ankle must be better.
Hello, Christina. Having fun?
Oh, yes, Mrs. McGee. Isn't this a wonderful dance?
Oh, I see you're walking okay now, Christina. So if you want the next dance with... Oh, limping again, huh? Poor kid. She better take care of that.
You know, I might dance a couple of dances with you myself after a while, if you're not completely booked up.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll save a couple for you, baby. You know that.
You're sweet.
I do feel, however, that my first duty here is to see that the kids have fun. Here comes a couple of girls now by themselves, maybe.
And when she looked at me with that baby stare and that frizzy permanent and said, oh, I didn't know you and Clutch were going steady, dear. Why, I thought
Oh, I wouldn't trust her from here to... Oh, hello, Mrs. McGee.
Hi, Mrs. McGee.
Having fun, girls?
Oh, wonderful. It's a swell dance.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun, girls. I'm the chaperone here, and if either of you would like the next dance... Didn't hear me, I guess.
Didn't seem to.
I wonder if I ought to catch up to them and give them a chance to... Hey, where'd they go?
Powder room.
Oh.
Look, Lover, why don't you... Oh, hello there, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, Molly. McGee.
Hey.
My, don't you look charming tonight.
Oh, thanks, Latriv.
He means me.
Certainly.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Matter of fact, you look a little bulgy.
Well, this girdle...
He means me.
Let me try a different subject.
Yeah. Yeah, ladle him up a hunk of punch, Molly.
Thanks. I hope you're saving me a dance, Molly. I haven't seen you on the floor yet.
Well, I've been pretty busy here, Mr. Mayor. I saw you, though. Say, who was the rather wide lady you were piloting around?
Oh, Jack. Did you see that? Mrs. Spradley. The math teacher's wife. 3 times she's nailed me.
Well, sit down and relax, Latriv. I'll entertain you with a few of my experiences as a professional dancer.
Oh, no.
I had me a vaudeville act at one time, you know. Magee and Nittany. Snappy songs and witty sayings. I used to do a soft shoe dance. I was the best soft shoe dancer in the business. Yeah, I used to do a soft shoe dance that was so quiet you couldn't even hear it. Then for an encore, I'd have them turn out the lights so you couldn't see it either. Which made it a very popular turn because where'd Latrivia go?
To dance with Mrs. Spradley.
Well, I better get started dancing myself. There must be a lot of girls around here dying for somebody to dance with them. Once they see me dance, boy, they'll be mobbing me.
Now, you look here, McGee. Please take it easy. We can't keep up with these youngsters. We are just not as young as we used to be.
Ah, you speak for yourself, Tootsie. When I start spinning them kids around the dance floor, oh, hey, there's a girl that ain't dancing.
And a pretty youngster, too.
Oh, I'll give the kid a break. Pardon me, sis. I'm the chaperone here.
Oh, yes. I've been hearing about you, sir, from all sides.
Well, good.
I have a badly sprained ankle. Thank you just the same.
You too? Wonder how she knew I was going to ask her to dance.
No luck, dearie.
No, doggone it, for a guy that wants to... Uh-oh. Who's this coming with Latrivia?
Oh, isn't she cute? I think that must be the girl.
Oh, Molly, I'd like you to meet the homecoming queen, my niece, Miss Marilyn Martin. Marilyn, this is Mrs. McGee and Mr. McGee.
Hello, dear. Nice to see you.
Hi, sis.
How do you do? Awfully nice of you to chaperone us tonight. Isn't it a wonderful dance?
Oh, just lovely. And congratulations on being queen, Marilyn. Must be pretty exciting to be chosen to be.
And speaking of exciting, Marilyn, if you don't have the pleasure of this next dance, I'd be happy to request it of you.
I beg your pardon?
Yes.
Well, he's dancing with all the girls tonight, dear, or he's available at least. So if you don't have a partner for the next dance...
Yeah, I'd be happy to show you a few new steps, sis. Real ballroom stuff.
Oh, I do have this dance, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
I promised this one to, Oh, Marvin, there you are.
Huh? You talking to me, Marilyn?
Oh, yes. This is our dance, Marvin. Remember?
Huh?
Give me your arm, dear. That's it. Excuse us, everybody.
Oh, dear. Go right ahead, Silky.
Gosh, I didn't know you cared, Marilyn. Boy, when I asked you...
Of course I care, you silly boy. Walk me past the stag line, stupid, and hurry.
Well, looks like most of the girls are took care of for this dance, kiddo. Come on, I'll dance with you.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Why didn't you ask me before?
Yes, Molly has this dance with me, McGee.
You take care of the punch bowl, dearie.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Thank you, Molly. That was wonderful.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I enjoyed...
Excuse me, Your Honor. I was watching you dance out there.
What? Oh, hello, Flicker.
I'd like to meet your lady, sir. You made a handsome couple.
Oh, well, now, she isn't really my lady, Flick, but... Oh, Molly, may I present the captain of our football team, Mr. Flicker Krivetsky? Flick, Mrs. Fibber McGee.
How do you do, I'm sure. I've seen your picture in the papers, Flicker.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I was wondering if... Well, this dance is at Charleston, and I wondered if you... Well, I bet you do as well, Charleston.
Oh, I used to dance it a lot, yes,
Well,
but...
gee, would you do me the honor, ma'am?
Well, I should dance this one with my husband, but I think he's chaperoning. Come on.
Hey, Molly, I've been looking for you. Hey, Molly. Hey, Molly.
Mrs. Magee, great, thanks.
Yay,
terrific. Great, sensational.
Oh, there you are, dearie. I thought you were dancing with some of the girls. I was just out there doing the Charleston.
I saw you.
Ah, such a nice lad giving me such extravagant compliments. Isn't this dance fun, McGee? Makes you feel young again to get around with these youngsters.
Look, kiddo, we can't keep up with these kids. Let's face it, we're not just as young as we used to be.
Oh, speak for yourself, dear.
Huh?
You know how I love to dance.
May I have this dance, Mrs. McGee? Oh, no, you don't. I got her booked up. I already asked her, you guys.
Oh, look at the bunch of them, McGee. Isn't that cute, son?
Oh, I don't know how you can call 1,500 pounds of football players cute. Look, kiddo, we can't keep up with these kids. We're not as young as we used to be.
Now, boys, I can't dance with all of you at once. Now, wait a minute. Yes, I can, too. Maestro, have you got a conga?
Sure.
Good. All right, boys, let's form a conga line. Hang on, here we go.
Gee whiz. Poor Molly. She just don't realize how old she's getting. Well, I guess I'll go wait in the car.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. With the arrival of the first baby in your home, your way of living is bound to change. But you won't need to change the brand of milk you use if that brand is Pet evaporated milk. For the Pet milk, which helps many a young wife fix the kind of food her husband likes best, is the very same brand doctors recommend so highly for babies. And this you can be sure of. No brand of milk you can buy is better for babies than Pet milk. No milk is easier for a baby to digest. No milk is more uniformly rich. No milk has a better balance of the important milk minerals and vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. And it's that combination which helps Pet milk babies have such strong, straight bones and sound teeth. Helps them make good, steady growth. So give your first baby the right start in life by giving him Pet brand evaporated milk. When you see how he grows and thrives on this easy, safe, easy-to-digest milk, you'll do as millions of devoted mothers do. You'll see to it that all your babies are happy, sturdy Pet milk babies.
I told you we weren't young enough to keep up with those college kids, Molly. I told you that all the time.
I know. You were right. I'm going to rub some more liniment on. That might help.
Yeah, try it.
There. Your back feel better now?
Yeah, thanks. My gosh, I only danced one dance at that.
Who with?
Mrs. Spradley. Good night.
Good night, all.
The Now, first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, brings you Fibber, Magee, and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Have you ever watched someone you love go through a serious crisis knowing the final outcome means either life or death? Well, that's the situation young wife Sally Carter faces as she goes through a long night of watchful waiting in a hospital. In the story of the week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program. Together with this dramatic story, you'll hear the Pet Milk recipe of the month for butterless fudge. It's Mary Lee Taylor's famous recipe for extra rich and creamy fudge that makes a perfect holiday treat. For the best in entertainment and helpful information, tune in sure next Saturday morning to NBC for Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor.
Next, it's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
Well, Silver, wait those thrilling days of yesteryear with the Lone Ranger up next.
Hi-yo, Silver, away!
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. In the early days of the western United States, the local sheriffs found it impossible to preserve the peace. But the masked rider of the plains was always ready to help them in the fight for law and order. It was his strength and courage, his daring and resourcefulness, that made the new territory safe for honest men and women. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! We're heading for Trigger Bend. There's going to be trouble. Hi-yo, Silver, away!
Election night found Trigger Bend lighted by huge bonfires in the street. Everyone was celebrating the election of a new sheriff and...
Missouri is the sheriff! Hooray! Now we'll have some square dealing around here. Good old Missouri. Get some more wood on them bonfires, keep them blazing so high, they'll be seen as far as Pecos.
He'll kill the crew and keep them alive, do the job around. Oh, Missouri, Missouri is our man. You'll have to show Missouri, Missouri is our man.
beyond the circle of light from the bonfires, an elderly man and woman watched the crowd.
Doggone it, Mag. I just can't believe it. It's me they're cheering and shouting for. Me, a old stove-in maverick that never had a dime in his life.
Missouri, I'm proud of you. It goes to show this thing's a sight more important than money. And it shows a lot more than that, too.
What's that, Mag?
It shows that a man can rise above his fellow men no matter what his beginning. You, Missouri, the sheriff of Trigger Bend, elected by the folks of the town. Tolliver and me bushwhacking that ornery crooked sheriff has been licked and licked bad. Now you're the sheriff. That's the American way of doing things.
It sure enough gets under my own hide.
Let me tell you one thing, though, Missouri. You're the sheriff now. And all you got to offer the folks is honest dealing. So help me if you don't give 'em honesty. I'll take you in hand myself and make you wish you'd never run for no office.
I'm going to, Mag. I'm going to.
You crying?
No.
Well, I'll be... You doggone old fool, you're bellowing like a calf. You're letting your honors go to your head.
I ain't no such thing. I just got smoke in my eye. Hi, Missouri. Hi there, Sheriff. Come on. We want to pin the badge on you.
They're coming for you.
Come on, boys. Hoist him up on your shoulders. Take him to the platform. Old Missouri's going to tell us who's the first crook to be hung. Fellas! Guys, I can't speak now. Up with him, boys.
Careful with the old cook, boys. He's brittle and it breaks easy.
Hey, doggone it, boys. Let me down.
It's your night to howl, Missouri. For once you can talk and be listened to. I'll be waiting for you.
Boys, let me down. I can walk. Let me
Sure does me good to see the old fool made something of. Crying like a kid. Just hope he makes a good sheriff. That's all I hope.
He will, Mag.
What?
Not too loudly, please.
Hold on. That voice said...
Tonto and Silver are back in the woods. I slipped into town in disguise to make sure Missouri won the election.
It is an old ranger. Doggone, pard. This sure makes the day complete, you being here. Let me see you. Turn toward the bonfire light.
I've disguised my face.
Oh, disguise or no disguise, you sure look good to me.
Is Missouri all right?
He's all right. I told him if he took so much as one drink to celebrate, I'd brain him. You needn't worry, son. I'll keep him in line.
What's his first move to be?
Throw the crooked sheriff in jail.
Good.
He's got evidence against him, and he won't waste no time. Once Sheriff Brent's in jail, Missouri will be able to make him tell plenty. And then Mayor Bushwhack and Gambler Tolliver will be jailed, and the town will be a sight better.
I hope Missouri's going to watch himself. Tolliver won't go down without a fight.
I know it, and I'm right worried about it. Tolliver has Bushwhack in the back room of his cafe right now. And when them two crooks get their heads together, it ain't for no good.
Sit down, Bushwhack, and stop looking out that door.
I was looking for Sheriff Brent, that's all, Tolliver. He should be here.
He won't be here.
Won't be?
No, I told him to stay home and wait there.
For us?
For me, but not like he thinks. Now listen to me, Bushwhack. We're in a tough spot, and I don't like tough spots, savvy?
I savvy, Tolliver, but what are we to do about it?
Brent's due to be arrested by old Missouri.
I know it.
And Brent's yeller. He'll squeal his head off to save his neck.
That's bad, Tolliver. Mighty bad.
It's bad for you, it's for me.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Has Missouri any direct evidence against Brent?
Plenty. He's got confessions from a couple of Brent's men that tie Brent right into murder.
You're sure of that, Tolliver?
I'm sure of it. That's why I don't aim to let Brent talk.
But how'll you stop him?
I reckon a bullet will stop him soon enough.
Oh, a bullet, huh? Well, that is...
This is one job I ain't passing on to someone else to have spoiled. I'll tend to it personal.
When? Tonight?
Right. And it's all fixed, so Ascension Jones will be blamed for it.
Poor old Ascension. He'll never be able to defend himself. He's too stupid and slow-witted.
That's why I picked him. Now, as for me... You ought to stay right in here, in this room, see? Order a couple of drinks sent back from time to time and keep talking and dealing cards as if we were having a game. There'll sure be someone outside in the bar room that'll hear you, and that'll be my alibi, just in case I'm suspected. Get it?
I'd rather not be involved, Tolliver. Ain't there someone else that could just...
There ain't. Now, shut up. I've got a date to keep. I got word to Ascension Jones that he was wanted in Brent's house. That'll put him on the scene, see?
I still don't like it.
You don't have to like it.
And what are you doing?
Keep quiet. I'm just loading my gun with fresh shells. I don't hanker to take no chances.
It was after midnight when old Missouri and Mustang Mag started for the ranch. The trail led past the home of the ex-sheriff, and as they drew near the cabin, they...
Mag, I never seen an evening like this in this bend. It sure makes me feel good.
Yep, it sure was a wonderful...
Sheriff!
Someone's calling for Sheriff Brent.
Hey, Sheriff, come quick. Something's up.
Wonder what
You're the sheriff, you old fool.
Huh? Ginger, so I am. Hey, what's up there?
Missouri, I heard a shot in Brent's place a minute ago.
A shot?
I was just running for you, then I seen you coming. It sounded like a fight.
I'll go see. Mag, you going home.
I better stay with you, Missouri.
No such thing. I can't do my sheriff and work with you hanging around. Now go on to home. I'll tell you what happened and you won't miss nothing. You're Sid Farber, ain't you?
That's right, Sheriff.
Come on, then. You come with me. I'm deputizing you for the time being.
I don't know what happened, but sure as thunder there was something.
The lights are going in Brent's place.
Yeah.
Hi, Brent. Open up.
Maybe we'd better go right inside.
Open up for the law.
I'll try the door. It ain't bolted at all. Come on in, Missouri.
I'll do the ordering. Now, you stay back, Farber. Gosh.
My sakes, there's been a shooting. Look, Brent's got it.
And that other critter stretched out is Ascension Jones. What's happened to him?
I'll have a look.
Get back. I'm in charge. I'll do the looking.
Oh.
Now, get me some water. Ascension ain't dead permanent. Just unconscious like.
What hit me?
Now, Ascension, just take it easy.
Nothing can be done for Brent. He's done for.
Ain't no loss. But dratted, I wanted to jail him.
Jones, what you shoot him for?
Head hurts like thunder.
Why'd you kill Brent?
Be still, Farber. Here, Ascension, drink this. It's water. Why, sure it's water.
Water? That ain't nothing to revive my drooping spirits with.
Your spirits is all inside you. Now get awake and do some talking. What is going on here, anyhow?
Gosh, I don't know.
There's the gun he used.
Sid, you get aboard my horse and ride for Doc Lambert. We gotta have Doc pronounce Brent dead. He's coroner.
Well, there ain't no question about Brent being dead, is there?
He's gotta be pronounced that way. Now do what you're told.
Well, I'll fetch a couple of deputies, too. We gotta put Jones in jail for murder.
Murder?
I'll be back pronto.
Ascension, why in tarnation did you drill Brent? I wanted to get the coyote into jail and make him give me evidence against Mayor Bushwhack and Jim Tolliver.
Missouri, I never killed a man in all my life.
You mean to say you didn't have a row with Brent?
Nothing of the sort.
Well, you never had no use for him. What are you doing here?
He sent for me. Says he wanted to see me about something. I got his note right here in my pocket.
How'd the shooting come about? It sure looks like you had an awful row here.
I don't know. I was hit from behind, Missouri, and that's all I know.
Let me have that there note where Brent sent for you.
You can't say I done it, Missouri.
By ginger, that's just what we'll be saying.
But I didn't. I tell you, Missouri, someone had to come in through that window right there. I was hit from behind by something.
Now, let me see. I gotta look around official and get my clues together. This here's a murder right enough.
The shooting iron ain't mine at all. It's brand new. I ain't never had a gun since I had to sell mine 2 months ago.
Ascension, I got me a clue. Look.
Eh?
Look at this. Butt end of one of them newfangled smoking rolls in paper.
Tolliver smokes them things. He calls them cigarettes.
I just put it in my shirt pocket and see about this.
I didn't kill Brent.
Of course you didn't. Tolliver done it. He fixed it for you to get blamed for it. And he done it so's Brent wouldn't squeal on him and the mayor. Now, look, Ascension, I'll jail you, see? Make Tolliver think his scheme worked. Then I'll trap him. I'll have this evidence against him. Now, you go to jail without no argument and stay there. Don't you worry, though. Just you leave everything to me.
Later that night, the mayor and Tolliver met in the back room of the cafe, and...
It's worked out perfect, Bushwhack. Missouri was right near Brent's when I fired and came in to find Jones coming conscious.
That's good. Good work, Tolliver. Without the testimony the former sheriff could have given, there'll be no evidence against either of us.
Of course there won't. Why, the chances are you'll stay right in office as mayor.
Then we have only to rebuild our fences, speaking figuratively.
Yeah, leave that to me.
Missouri will be hard to handle.
I'll handle him. First thing, though, is to make sure Ascension Jones don't get to trial.
What?
Bushwhack, if Jones is tried, he might have too much to say. We want to make sure he's judged guilty of the murder of Brent and stays that way.
Oh, you have more plans?
Missouri? Rather, Missouri don't know Sid Farber's taking orders from me. Come here. Step out the back door and I'll show you something.
Well, what is it?
Look yonder by the jailhouse.
Well?
See the guard there? That's Sid Farber. Missouri deputized him and put him on guard, just like I figured. He's going to help old Ascension Jones get out of jail. You savvy?
For what?
No one but a guilty man would try to escape. Ain't that so?
Likely.
So Jones will be shot dead trying to escape. That'll close the case, and we won't hear no more about it. And look there. Farber's opening the jail door right now. Likely getting ready.
Jones, you better look on me as your friend.
What do you want, Fibber?
Oh, you ain't got a chance of living. Brent had plenty of friends in spite of the fact that he was beat in the election. His friends won't tolerate his being killed.
I didn't do it.
Oh, you might as well have done it. You'll be lynched for it. Oh, I don't like lynch parties, and that's why I'm opening this door.
But, Fibber,
You're set to hang. Now, you've got just one chance to get loose.
But I'm innocent. They can't hang an innocent man.
Well, they're going to hang you unless you run for it. I'm here to help you escape. The door's open. Now get going.
The curtain falls on the first act of tonight's Lone Ranger drama. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a moment. Now to continue our story. Old Missouri locked Ascension Jones up and left Sid Farber to guard the jail. But Sid, acting on orders from Tolliver, offered Jones a chance to escape.
Hurry, Ascension! Run for it while you got the chance.
Now, you hold on, Fibber. I can't outrun the law in the long run, and I'm innocent. I calculate to stand trial and be proved innocent. Old Missouri won't let no wrong be done to me.
Why, you doggone fool, you gotta hightail it, you hear? If you don't, there'll be a lynch mob here before morning.
I figure to stay, Sid.
Well, you figure wrong. You're moving out.
No, I tell you, I won't move.
Jones, you're moving or I'm moving you. Now you get.
I wouldn't try it.
Hey, what?
You're covered. Take it easy.
Who are you, stranger?
Right now, I'm a friend of yours. There's only one reason for a guard to be so eager to let a prisoner out of jail, and that's to shoot him. Isn't that true?
No, nothing like it. I only
I'll take
want...
charge of this man. Come on, Jones.
Hey, you're wearing the mask.
Yes, now come with me.
See here, you're under arrest.
I'd better take that gun of yours. You might try and put a bullet in our backs as we leave here.
Let go. You can't get away with this. Help! Jailbreak!
We're coming. Stand where you are, Mr. L. Open fire.
Tolliver, that's what I wanted to know. You're Tolliver's man.
Jim, he's got the prisoner.
Here, Silver.
Drop to the ground, Sid. Drop.
Right.
Up with me, Jones.
Where are we going?
That's it. Hello, Silver. Away!
Got away. Blast it all, Farber. Why'd you let him do it?
I couldn't help it, Tolliver.
Now we're in trouble. That was the Lone Ranger.
But Jones is still guilty, ain't he? And the Lone Ranger is guilty of taking him from jail.
Sure, they're both guilty. But with that masked man around here helping that old fool Missouri, there ain't no telling what'll turn up.
The next morning, Missouri, wearing an old shirt, found Mustang Mag washing clothes just outside the kitchen door of the ranch house.
Sin and a shame to get your clothes so dirty. And you, the sheriff.
So that's where my shirt is.
I went to the bunkhouse and took it so I could wash it out. Can't have you go around in a dirty shirt.
Great guns.
Now, what's the matter?
Matter of plenty. Let me have that shirt. Let me have it.
Sorry, have you gone loco?
Oh, this is awful. This is awful. And me on my first job as a sheriff. Now look what you done.
What?
I had the evidence in the pocket. Murder evidence, that's what it was. A cigarette that was dropped by Tolliver when the polecat killed Brent.
No wonder the pocket got all stained up when I put the shirt in the tub.
Look! Now I ain't a shred of proof that Tolliver is a killer. And here I was, all set to show that poor Ascension Jones was innocent.
Missouri, you should know better than to be so careless with evidence.
Well, you shouldn't wash out my clothes without warning.
Now what you gonna do?
Sakes alive, I don't know, Mag. I know doggone well Ascension Jones ain't guilty of no murder. But the only proof I had was that cigarette butt. Now it's gone.
Maybe the Lone Ranger will help.
No telling where he is.
Well, he ain't far. That's his partner.
Tonto?
Yep. Him and Jones stayed over in my house last night.
Prisoner still in house.
Tonto, where's he at? Where's this here Lone Ranger?
Him in town.
I'm in trouble to the ears. My evidence is gone.
Oh, that bad.
What'll folks say? Here I got to try and tell them I had proof that Tolliver was the killer of Brent. Then I got to say I lost that same proof. Where is Ascension Jones?
Him in house now.
I gotta bust the news to him. Oh, my sakes alive, I got worries. Look here. There's too much I don't savvy. What's Jones doing in the house? I put him in jail.
The Lone Ranger fetched him last night and said to keep him here so Tolliver couldn't get at him.
Why wasn't it told to me then?
You? What was you needed for? I was on hand with my rifle in case any of the Tolliver tribe showed up.
Hey, where's Tonto gone? Tonto, come back here. I gotta talk to you.
Me go to town. Maybe he'll be back by and by. Get him up, Scout.
A short time later, the Lone Ranger called on Missouri, gave him instructions, and rode off. Missouri rode into town and found Tolliver sitting on the porch of the 10 Strike Cafe.
Friend of yours got killed last night, Tolliver.
So I heard, Missouri. Are you sure you didn't do it?
Me?
I heard you saying plenty about the way you'd do for Brent as soon as you was in office.
Well, I aimed to do for him by jailing the Maverick, but he was shot. Only reason I can see for his being shot was that he was likely to have a lot to say about you and Bushwhack.
Well, who shot him?
I wonder. I reckon maybe Fibber told you about me arresting Ascension Jones.
Yeah.
Only Jones didn't do it.
No?
Nope.
Who did?
Well, my guessing don't prove nothing, so I ain't telling my suspicions. By the way, where was you at the time of the shooting?
Me? I was with the mayor in the back room.
Can you prove it?
I reckon Bushwhack will tell you where I was.
So that's your alibi, huh?
Did you have any other ideas, Missouri?
Not for now, I ain't. When is the last time you seen Brent?
Yesterday morning.
Well, now, that's funny. I heard that you was at his house last night. Been to his house recent?
Nope. Well, what are you grinning about?
Nothing, Tolliver. Nothing at all. I'll be seeing more of you pretty soon. Reckon I got a few other things to check on first.
Now, what's that old coot figuring? Hang it, something's in the window shows your bone.
Tolliver. Hey, Tolliver.
Huh? What's the matter, Bushwhack?
I gotta speak to you. I gotta see you private.
Speak here, there ain't no one around. What's up?
What was Missouri saying just now?
Asked me when I was at Brent's house the last time and hinted that he suspicioned me. Why? What's ailing you?
Look, I just heard something.
What was it?
I was sitting in my office of the mayor, you know.
Get to the point.
I heard someone talking about you just under the window. I couldn't see who it was without showing myself, but I heard about you. Doggone it, old Missouri does have something.
What?
Them cigarettes you smoke.
What's the matter with them?
You dropped one inside Brent's place last night. Doggone it, Tolliver. Why couldn't you be careful? Why'd you have to go and drop one there? And you being the only man in Trigger Bend to use them.
So, that's it. I knew there was something in the back of that old fool's mind. He found it, eh?
Just so.
I already told him I wasn't at Brent's. So that's why he asked me about being there.
You gotta do something, Tolliver. You gotta get that evidence. He's fixing up a warrant for your arrest right now, and as soon as he gets it, he'll jail you. Then he'll have the evidence for the trial.
Now, let me see. Is he alone in his office?
I don't know. I only told you what I heard.
He left me just a minute ago. Seen him heading for his office, but I don't know if there's anyone else there.
That cigarette stub ain't in the office. It's at Mustang Mag's.
Yeah?
That's what the man I heard talking said.
Well, I reckon the only thing to do is to call on Mustang Mag and get it.
You don't dare.
No, don't. I'm heading there right now. You see to it that Missouri's horse ain't handy for him to get back there.
Oh, now, Tolliver, why have I got to keep on getting mixed into all
Do
this?
what you're told.
Well, all right, then. I'll do my best.
I'll be back here real soon and I'll have the evidence with me. It'll be my word against Missouri's, then, and I've got you to back up my word. I'll be back soon.
Dad, rat it all anyways. Why have I got to do so much of his dirty work?
Get up there.
When Mustang Mag heard the sound of hoofs stopping outside, she walked to the open front door of the ranch house.
Well, what brings you here, Tolliver?
I got something to speak to you about, Mag. It's sort of private and personal. Mind if I step inside a minute?
What if I do mind?
Well, that'll make it pretty inconvenient, ma'am. I'm hoping you'll hear me out. It's about Missouri.
What's happened to him?
Shall I step in?
Come on. What's eating you anyhow?
Thanks.
Now, you sit there and start talking. But get it through your head at the start that I don't like you. I don't trust you. And no matter what you say, it ain't likely I'll believe you.
I'm laying my cards right out on the table, Mag, because ain't no use doing otherwise with you.
Tolliver, you're talking your way toward trouble.
Missouri's hunting the man that killed Brent. He thinks he's got a clue on the butt end of a cigarette. Well, it ain't really a clue at all, but he thinks it is.
If it ain't why you're worried.
I'm not worried. I just don't want a lot of being pestered by that old fool.
Got anything else to say?
Plenty. You hand me that clue, and I'll clear out and forget the whole thing. Don't hand it to me, and I'll either hunt for it myself...
Over my dead body!
Or I'll just have to arrange for an accident to happen to Missouri. Savvy?
I'm savvy about all I aim to listen to. Now get!
So that's how you feel, huh?
I says get!
Not so fast.
Put down that shooting iron, you yellow pup. You ain't got the nerve to shoot me.
I'm finding that hunk of paper and tobacco, Mag. And if I have to shoot you to get it, I'll do it.
Why, you wall-eyed polecat! In the first place, I'd sooner be shot than kowtow to your kind. In the second place, you won't shoot me because you'd hang for it pronto. In the third place, ain't no clue here now.
Oh, no? Yeah, that's too thin, Mag. I happen to know that cigarette butt's here.
Wait, Tolliver. Let's start over.
Huh?
Let's just suppose what you say is true. What good would that clue do Missouri?
He thinks it'll prove that I was at Brent's place last night.
Uh-huh. And would it?
I ain't saying.
Was you there?
Ain't saying that neither, and I ain't saying nothing more. Now, where's that butt?
I'll tell you the honest truth, Tolliver. Missouri had it in the pocket of his shirt, and I washed the shirt and ruined the clue. It's gone.
How can I know you're telling the truth?
You can't. Excepting that I never had no reason to lie before, and ain't starting now.
Well, I reckon you're telling the truth, Meg.
You just swear red, white, and blue that you never was near to Brent's place last night, and Missouri won't never be able to prove different.
You give me your word that clue's gone?
My word on it.
I'll take your word.
You forget one thing, no, Tolliver. When I tell about you coming here and trying to get that clue, it'll be just as bad for you as the clue itself would be.
You try and say I was here, and I'll prove you were lying.
What's that? You mean to say you'll deny being here?
Of course, and it'll be my word against yours.
That's all I ask, you skunk. My word'll be took afore yours any day in the week.
But I'll have a witness as to where I was, Meg. Right now, I'm with Mary Bushwhack. So don't try to make a fool of yourself by saying I was here.
Well, Tolliver, we talked long enough to clear things all up.
Well, I hope so.
Yes, sir. Just long enough. Being that you got the mayor to swear a lie and alibi you about being here now, it's downright likely that he'd do the same for the time he was in Brent's house murdering Brent last night.
Say, what's in the back of your mind?
Nothing. Nothing's behind me. They're behind you.
What?
Hold it, Tolliver.
Why, you...
You're covered.
And cover the flint. How'd I do, partner?
Fine, Meg.
Frame up. Bushwhack, you double cross.
I couldn't help it, Tolliver, so help me.
I'll get you for this, Bushwhack, you double cross.
Save your breath, Tolliver. Bushwhack didn't have anything to say about it. We fetched him along right behind you so's we could hear what you said here.
And they got witnesses outside every window. Tolliver, they tricked us. They tricked us neat.
Missouri and this fellow Jones can go free now.
He sure can. And we got Tolliver for murder, and Bushwhack for helping them with a lie on alibi, and Brent is dead. And by ginger, Trigger Bend is doggone near cleaned up. How's that, Mag? 1 day in office, and Trigger Bend cleaned up.
Missouri, you'll do all right as long as the Lone Ranger stands by you. But now he's gone.
Gone? Gone where?
Outside there.
Remember, Missouri, when the right men are in office, there'll be real justice in the West.
If only you'll keep on showing us the wrong men, we'll keep hunting for the right ones.
Harold Silver, away!
have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
Night Beat is coming up next on Nightly Old Time Radio Shows.
Night Beat.
Hi, this is Randy Stone. I cover the night beat for the Chicago Star. You know, stories start out in many different ways. Tonight's story started when I walked into a nice little guy's private world and it blew up right in my face.
Night Beat, starring Frank Lovejoy as Randy Stone.
When the streetcars and the subways spill out their thousands of tired ones who scurry off into a million directions to find home, that's when my job begins. I start walking, looking for my story so that you can read about it in your morning newspaper and feel good because it didn't happen to you. Tonight I got my story fast. Just walking down Madison Street, west, away from the center of things. I kept walking past the shooting gallery, the Nickel Arcade with the peep shows and the fortune-telling machines, the jukebox taverns. Madison Street, the quick route to happiness with the world's worst hangover. And then straight ahead of me was Pop Gordon's training gym. That's where the public pays 30 cents to watch fellas training to beat each other's brains out. You know, when I got inside, it looked like just one of those fights. And then I heard one voice over the others. It was a voice I knew.
Somebody call the cops and get that punchy loon out of here.
You yelling stupid bums, all of you laughed at me.
What's the matter, Pop?
Randy.
Yeah.
This crazy owl's gone clear off his rocker.
Oh, that's Billy.
Yeah. Somebody call the cops.
Wait a second, Pop. He's all right.
Sure. Listen to him.
Kill you. Anybody lays a glove on me gets killed. You laugh.
Only one place for a loon like that in a bughouse. I'm going to get the cops and have this owl tied up.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Pop. Let me talk to him.
Randy, stay away from that lug. 5 of us couldn't hold him.
He knows me.
Randy, the guy's gone nuts.
Yellow, like I said, everybody's scared of getting the same.
Hey, Billy.
Billy the Kid.
Billy.
What?
Hi, Billy. How's it going?
You coming in with me?
No, sure. Make me a big man getting into the same ring with a champ.
Well, that's me, champ. And you're a two-bit bum.
Well, that's a thumbnail description if I ever heard one.
Admit it. The truth, a two-bit bum. Admit it.
I admit it, Billy.
Yeah, but you don't mean it. You're laughing at me like the rest of them. You're laughing at me.
Billy, I never laughed at you in my life.
You're laughing. Well, I'll show you what happens to anybody who laughs at Billy the Kid.
As the world flew away in all directions, I dimly remembered how the sports writers used to speak so respectfully of Billy's fast left hand. But, brother, if they knew what I just found out about his right. When the fog finally cleared, Pop Gordon was bending over me, and there were a lot of other faces, too. But I didn't see Billy when I stood up.
You okay, Randy?
Oh. This is being okay. I don't want any part of it.
He slugged you, but good.
Where is he?
Well, he took off before the cops come. Took off before anybody could grab him.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. I let that bum come in the gym and sit around. Everybody else pays 30 cents, but him, I let him free. What's he do, huh? What's he do? He busts loose, he blows his top.
But why? What happened to Billy?
Oh, I don't know. Tonight I catch him putting a bite on my customers. 2 bits here, a dime there.
Billy was panhandling?
Sure. Like I said, I didn't like it, so I tell him.
And then what?
I don't know. I'm over at the other side of the gym. I hear somebody laugh, and the next thing I know, the owl's swinging like a windmill. He's going to kill everybody just for being around. He ought to be tied up.
Uh-huh, just like that, huh?
Yeah, he ain't safe.
What do you want, the Black Mariah to come around, cart him away like a load of rubbish?
Yeah, but for his own good.
Oh, Pop.
Yeah.
Remember when he was champ? He packed him in every club where he fought. He had $1 or $5 for anybody who held out a hand.
So? What are you getting at?
Well, now he's got no one, Pop, and now he's out in the cold.
Yeah. Oh, I'll forget the cops. But we still got to put him away.
Well, all right, sure, but let's do it as painless as possible. I'll keep him with me tonight, and then tomorrow...
You going after him?
Yeah, which way to go?
Straight up the streets, but watch out, Randy. He blows his lid.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I don't want any rematch. I'd like to know why he blew his lid in the first place, and my jaw in the second place. I'd known Billy a long time. A sweet, gentle guy who always seemed to be living in a world all of his own. A world that nobody else knew about and cared less. And now he was in trouble. In his mood, he might hurt someone, or worse, he might get himself hurt. I must have walked for half an hour before I finally spotted him. He was standing on a corner. I stopped and watched him for a couple of minutes. I watched his hesitant and embarrassed panhandling. Then I walked over to him slowly. Hello, Billy.
What? Oh, hiya, Randy, old pal, hiya.
You want some company?
Oh, sure.
Good.
Randy, where you been keeping yourself? I ain't seen you for a couple of weeks.
You haven't seen me for a couple of weeks?
Well, I thought maybe you'd forget an old pal, huh?
No, you're not the kind of a fellow one forgets, champ. Now, what was the trouble back at the gym?
Gym? What gym?
Pop Gordon's.
Pop's place?
Yeah.
Well, let's go. I gotta help Pop. He's a good Joe, you know. He never charges me nothing.
Wait a minute, hold it a second, Billy. Hold it.
Yeah?
Weren't you at the gym tonight?
Oh, no, not tonight. I've been here.
And you didn't, massage my chin?
You giving me a rib? Well, what you looking at me for like that, Randy?
Forget it, Billy.
You was just ribbing, huh?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I like ribs. Not giving the hot foot, nothing like that. But funny ribs that don't hurt nobody.
No, sure. Can I ask you a $64 question?
Well, sure not. You can ask me anything, Randy, anything.
I saw you a minute ago, Billy.
What?
I never seen you ask for a touch before.
I ain't never gonna do it no more, but Randy, I got it tonight. I gotta get a few bucks. Maybe 15. I already got $2. Maybe...
Why do you need $15?
What? I gotta get a new suit.
A new suit? What's so special about tonight, Billy?
What, there's something I gotta do. I just gotta do it, Randy. I gotta have 15, but... Hey, them cars.
Hey! Is that you, Randy?
Yeah? Oh, Sullivan!
Yeah.
Randy, don't let him pick me up for panhandling, please.
No, I won't,
please
Billy. Now,
don't.
you wait here. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
That's Billy back there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Sullivan. Why?
Heard you had a little trouble with him back at the gym. Maybe we ought to put him in the tank for the night, keep him out of trouble, huh?
Look, Sullivan. He's going away tomorrow for a long time.
Oh, like that, huh?
Yeah, that's it. This is his last night out.
Yeah, I see. Okay, good. That's the way I do it myself. I'll see you around, Randy, but keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I'll watch him like a hawk. Thanks, Sullivan. So long.
What they say, Randy, they ain't gonna pick me up for mooching on it. They ain't gonna...
No, of course not. Look, Billy, how'd you like to come to my apartment for a while?
Oh, you can't. I told you I gotta get 15 bucks.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Well, I gotta get it tonight. Now I gotta get a new suit because...
Yeah, go on. Why?
I can't be wearing this crummy rag when I see her. Not when I see her.
I didn't know what he meant. But whatever had made him go crazy at the gym, whatever had made him hit me was tied in with her. Who she was, I didn't know, and I wasn't sure that he knew. I finally talked him into going to my place, and when we went in, I watched that slow, gentle smile come over his face.
Hey, this place is A number 1.
Yeah. Sit down, Billy.
I ain't got much time.
Just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, okay. I'm awful tired, Randy. Seems like a lot of things has happened tonight, you know. I'm kind of tired, sir.
Want a drink, Billy?
Oh, no. I never touch it, you know that.
Yeah. And you never panhandled before.
Well, I ain't gonna do that no more just tonight. I never bummed off of nobody. I paid my own way. Come anything, I paid my own way.
Yeah, that's why I want to know why you're putting the bite on people tonight.
I ain't gonna tell you. You'll laugh.
I won't laugh.
You will. Somebody else laughed when I told her. Somebody laughed, and well, when somebody laughs at me, I don't like it.
All right, easy, Billy. Easy. Come on now. That's better.
I tell you, I gotta get $15. Hey, look at this.
What's that, Billy?
I cut it out of the paper today. I seen it. Hey, you take a look at it, huh? You read what it says.
Right. Mrs. Walter Compton and her husband...
Yeah? Yeah, go on. There's more.
Prominent society leaders of New York will be in town tonight. They're staying at the lake shore and...
I can't go there in this crummy rag.
Well, why do you have to see her?
What? Well, I gotta tell her something. It's getting late, Randy. I gotta get...
I'll lend you the $15, Billy.
You? Oh, no. No, I pay my own way.
Well, pay it back whenever you get a job.
No, I don't want any handouts.
It's just a loan, Billy. It's a loan.
What? Thanks, Randy. You're a champ.
Now, tell me why you gotta see her.
You ain't gonna laugh? I can take anything but that, anything.
I won't laugh, Billy.
No, I guess you wouldn't. Okay. You remember once I was champ?
Oh, everybody knows you were champ. Now, what about her, Mrs. Compton?
Yeah. Well, it's one night after a fight, see? I ain't champ yet, but this one fight, she ain't there. So I go to see her at her place. She's there. And so when
Who's that?
It's me, Billy. Where are you?
Be out in a minute.
Sure. Hey, I win tonight. I said I win tonight, Edna.
Yeah, I heard on the radio.
Well?
Well, what?
It don't mean a thing?
Sure. Means a lot, I guess.
You guess. A kid for $1 who's going to marry the next middleweight champ, you sure take things like a lump of ice.
Yeah.
Edna, anything wrong?
No.
Oh, there is.
Okay, something's wrong. Have it your way.
You wasn't at the fight tonight, baby. I looked for you. It took me 3-4 rounds to get going because I didn't see you.
You won.
Oh, kid, look at me.
Sure. The eye got torn open again, huh?
Oh, that's nothing. Collodion fixed it.
Collodion fixes everything, huh? Get cut up, use collodion. That's nice. That puts you all together again. How long do you think you'll stay together?
What's eating on you, honey? The last 2-3 weeks.
The last 2-3 weeks. The last 2-3 years.
Yeah, that's right.
I hate it.
You hate what?
Oh, shut up.
Oh, kid, what's wrong?
You and me.
I don't get it.
The only thing you do get is a measly few bucks for getting your head knocked off.
Oh, I'm a fighter,
So you're
honey.
a fighter. All right, fight. But count me out.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for him to carry you home.
Me? Me?
It can't happen, huh?
Well, all of a sudden you start blowing your top.
It's not all of a sudden. You said it. You said there was something wrong for the last 2-3 years.
Okay, spill it.
I'm through, Billy. Washed up. Finished.
What?
You and me. Done.
Since when?
Since right now.
Oh, baby, it's just the eye. You see me this way and you...
The eye.
Don't laugh at me, Edna. Don't laugh at me. I take anything but being laughed at.
It is a laugh.
Oh, now listen,
You listen.
honey.
I don't care if you get punched all over the state. I don't care if you get your brains rattled so hard. It's
Edna.
me I care about from now on.
Okay. So I'll be champ. So you'll get your fur coats.
Not from you. Not from a guy who's beginning to look like a punching bag instead of a man. Look at me. Take a good look.
I am. Yeah, I am.
I got looks. I got class. I can do all right.
I still don't get it.
All right, I'll lay it on the line for you. Want me to?
Go ahead.
I'm not going to tie myself to a punchy character. I'm not going to have to walk in nice places with a guy whose face is... Well, look at her. Go on, take a look in the mirror. You see what I mean?
You want me to quit?
I don't care if you do or not, because it's too late, Billy. It's too late.
Edna, you shouldn't say things. Please, Edna, don't. That's the way it was, Randy. That's the way it was.
Yeah, I see. Look, Billy, you don't want to go and see her after that?
I tell you, Randy, I gotta see her. There's something I gotta tell her, and it's gotta be tonight because tomorrow she'll be gone.
Billy, how do you know that she'll see you?
Oh, I know, because there's something I ain't told you. There's something I ain't never gonna tell nobody. And, Randy, please, don't try to stop me. Please don't let nobody try to stop me because if they do, I'll kill them.
You are listening to Night Beat, starring Frank Lovejoy as Randy Stone.
Billy said he'd kill anybody who tried to stop him from seeing Mrs. Walter Compton. I looked at his scarred face and into his eyes. A wild fever you see in the eyes of a dog everyone says is mad, but only wants a drink of water. And then...
I guess I shouldn't have said that, Randy.
Well, let's forget it for a minute, Billy. Now, tell me, why do you want to see her?
You don't understand dames, huh?
No, my mother never told me.
Well, she gives me the brush, see, like I tell you. She gives me the brush, but she does it for me, see? She don't want me to get my brains knocked out, see?
Yeah, I'm beginning to see, Billy.
Sure. But me, I got no sense, so I don't see it her way. So I let her walk out, and I don't see her no more. Not until I get hold of that paper today.
And tonight you want to see her. To say what, Billy?
Well, but don't you see? She loves me. All these years, she never lets up. And I want to tell her it's okay, that maybe her and me, we can start all over like, see? What's the matter, Randy?
Nothing, Billy. Look, don't let anybody kid you, pal. You're still champion.
Oh, I ain't nothing. But, I gotta go now. I gotta get $15 for a
Now, look, you're tired. You need a shave. Maybe take a shower. You thought of that?
No.
All right, now you wait here and take a shower and a shave, and I'll bring a suit back for you. Is that a deal?
Oh, gee, you're a champ, Randy. You're a real champ.
I might be gone for a little while, Billy, but when I come back, everything will be okay. Sure. Okay. There was only one thing for me to do, go and see Mrs. Walter Compton. I made sure that Billy couldn't leave my apartment. I locked the door from the outside. I didn't want him picked up before he had the chance to see her. To see the woman around whom he'd built a whole world of fantasy in which he'd lived for so many years. I didn't want that world to come down around his ears. My newspaper pass got me in to see Mrs. Walter Compton in her suite at the lakeshore.
You're Mr. Stone?
Yes, I am, Mrs. Compton.
You're from the newspaper.
Well, I'm not on newspaper business, Mrs. Compton. Not tonight. This is more personal.
Really? Well, what can I,
do for me? Nothing.
Then please get to the point, Mr. Stone. My husband will be here shortly with guests.
How soon?
An hour. Why?
Well, because it concerns someone you used to know.
Really? Who?
Billy Candell.
Billy Candell?
Yes, he was better known as Billy the Kid, once middleweight champion of the world.
Oh, I'd forgotten. And I was glad to.
Mrs. Compton, he's coming here tonight to see you.
What? He's coming? How stupid can you get?
Well, for a lot of people, it's not hard to be stupid or heartless.
Yours must be a rather sentimental column, Mr. Stone.
Yes, it's about people.
You'd better go.
Look, please see, Billy, what can you lose?
It's out of the question.
Listen, all he wants is to tell you something. He wants to tell you that he knows that you still love him.
What? Oh, no.
Oh, now listen to me, please. Now, tomorrow he's going to... Well, he's going where he can rest. He's sick, Mrs. Compton. He's desperately sick.
Let's not be so polite. The word is punch-drunk, I believe. You want me to see a lunatic?
No, he's not. And I'll be here when he comes. We'll keep it between us three.
Do you know what you're asking?
Yes, I'm asking you to give a guy a few minutes of his world. Make it real for him. Tell him anything. Tell him you still love him. Then he'll go away. After tomorrow, you'll never see him or hear from him again.
You're asking me to receive that thing and to bring him into this hotel where everyone can see him? Do you know what that means?
Well, to him, yes.
I'm talking about myself. Myself, Mr. Stone.
Yes, I'd like to get off that subject for a moment.
It's the only subject that matters.
If you don't see him, he'll crack up all the way.
That happened long ago. Good evening, Mr. Stone.
3 minutes of your time.
I said no. Did you hear, Mr. Stone? I said no.
Okay, lady, I'm going. Thank you for everything. It's been lovely.
You needn't be sarcastic, Mr. Stone.
Oh, needn't I be? Look, Queenie, I got a little spot announcement for you. Billy owes you a vote of thanks. He'll never know it, but you gave him the biggest break of his life when you walked out on him years ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, positively. Tonight you're giving him even a bigger break.
Tell me about it, Mr. Stone.
Yes, I'll tell you. The only thing that poor guy's got left is his memory of a girl named Edna. Any resemblance between that memory and you was strictly coincidental. Goodbye. I was glad to get out into the fresh air. All the way back to my apartment, I kept thinking of what I'd tell Billy, how I'd tell him. Then as I walked across the lobby toward the elevator...
Mr. Stone, Mr. Stone!
Oh, what is it, Charlie?
Here's a message for you.
Okay.
Yes, here you are, Mr. Stone.
Thank you. How long ago he leave this?
Oh, what, just a few minutes after you left. Did you know you left him locked in? He called down. He asked me to open the door.
Yeah, did he say where he was going?
No. Just that he couldn't wait for you any longer.
Oh, that is on the note. How'd he look?
How'd he look?
Well, I mean, anything unusual about him?
No, he had on one of your suits, I remember now. That pinstripe one he must have stolen.
No, he didn't steal anything. Now, listen to me. I'm going to the Lakeshore Hotel. If he comes back here, get in touch with me there. Mrs. Compton's suite.
Mrs. Compton's suite, yes.
Oh, and listen, I think you'd better call the police. But as for Kalski, remember that Kalski?
Kalski.
Tell him to meet me at the Lakeshore Hotel and quick. I took a cab, and I took the shortest way to the Lakeshore. I watched the pavements looking for Billy, but I didn't see him. He had some money on him, and he must have taken a cab himself. And then I was back at the Lakeshore talking with the clerk at the desk there.
Yes, sir. There was a man here of that description. He asked that a call be put through to Mrs. Compton's suite.
And was it?
Well, sir, he was a rather... Well,
yes, I know. So he didn't get through.
Oh, I called Mrs. Compton's suite myself and told her. That is, I described the man.
Yes, go ahead. What'd she say?
That on no account was I to put him through or send him upstairs.
Oh, well. Okay, that's something. What'd he do then?
He left immediately.
Which way?
Oh, I'm afraid I didn't notice, sir. I was registering some new guests, and I paid no attention.
Okay, thank you very much. I had to find Billy before... Well, before what? What would he do? Where would he go? I asked myself those questions as I walked slowly along, watching for him, hoping to see that pathetic figure in my pinstripe suit, hoping I'd get to him before someone else stopped him. I was afraid of what might happen or could happen. And then I saw him, just past the Lakeshore Hotel, shambling slowly along, his shoulders hunched against the wind that cut in off the lake. I ran and caught up with him. Billy!
What? Oh, hi, Randy.
Hi.
What you doing over here?
Oh, I just, looking around. Why'd you leave my apartment?
What? Oh, well, you was gone so long, and I had to get going, see.
Oh, sure. Come on, let's walk.
Yeah. Hey, I borrowed one of your suits. It's a real champ suit, all right. You mind, huh?
No, Billy, none at all. Did you see her?
Oh, sure.
What? You did?
Yeah, I see her.
Billy, they wouldn't let you go up, remember?
Oh, yeah, but I went up the back.
The back, Billy. Now look at me. Are you sure?
Oh, sure. And she still loves me, Randy. I said everything was okay. She's crazy about me like she always was.
What did she tell you?
Well, she didn't want to talk to me. You know how she is. But then I told her I love her, and she loves me.
Yeah? Billy?
I'm tired, Randy. Lots of things happened tonight. Lots of things.
Yeah, I know. What do you say we go someplace for coffee?
Yeah, I'd like that. I'm awful tired. And when I get real rested good, I'll go back to see her. Her and me, we'll start over again. Hey, this is where she lives, you know.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta see her once more, Randy. Maybe she'll talk to me this time, huh?
Not tonight anymore, Billy.
But I want her to talk to me.
Well, I don't she will.
Yeah, she will. She loves me.
Billy, now listen to me. You let me go up there first. I'll talk to her and fix everything, okay?
Well, tell her not to act like a kid. Tell her to talk to me.
Yes, sure. I'll tell her, but you must put...
Hey, Stone?
Yes, Kolsky?
You put in a call for us?
Oh, yes, Yes, I did. It's okay now. I found him.
What you call the cops for, Randy?
Oh, Kalski's not a cop. He's a pal of yours.
Huh?
He thinks you're the greatest fighter that ever lived. He always wanted to talk to you about your big fight.
Oh, sure. But we're busy now. I'll talk to you about it later, Kolsky. I gotta see somebody.
Billy, I promised you I'd see her, remember?
You're gonna tell her I'll be waiting?
Sure. Now, you just stay with Kalski here. Tell him about the night you won the belt.
Anything the matter, Stone?
No. Just keep him here. I'll answer questions later. Now, Billy.
Yeah?
Promise me you'll stay right here.
You won't stay long, huh? Just tell her she loves me and I want her to talk to me.
Sure, I will. Okay, now you wait here. I didn't think it would do any good to see her again, but I wanted to give Billy a good memory to take along. I saw her all right, but she didn't talk to me either. I went back downstairs and out to the street. I hadn't been gone more than 5 minutes, but they were the longest 5 minutes of my life. Brother, I was beat.
Hey, Rhonda, you see her, huh? You see her?
Yeah, I saw her, Billy.
What did she say? You tell me what she said, huh?
Well, I told her.
Hey, Stone, how long does this go on? This is a prowl car, not a bus.
Yeah, we're coming along with you.
What's the idea?
Get in the back, Billy.
Yeah. I'm kind of tired. I'd kind of like to ride to your place, Randy.
Sure. Take us to the precinct, Coulson.
Listen, Randy, did you see his girl?
Yes, I saw her, but she didn't talk to me either. I guess she laughed once too often. She's dead.
Huh?
All right, now just take it easy, Skalski. The poor guy doesn't even know that he killed her. 4 a.m. and the lights are going out all over the city. Even those neon signs on Madison Street. I've got to write my piece and put it in the slot, but what can I say? The story of a one-sided love? Well, if that's what love does to you, I'll stick to pinochle. It's a funny thing about love, isn't it? Let someone get up and talk about hate, and he's hailed as a new leader. Let him speak of love, and he's ridiculed, he's spat upon, and even nailed to a cross. Love is the greatest thing, the oldest yet the latest thing. Yeah. Copy, boy.
Night Beat, a new dramatic series, stars Frank Lovejoy as Randy Stone. Tonight's story was written by Russell Hughes. Night Beat is edited by Larry Marcus and directed by Warren Lewis. Music by Frank Worth. The part of the prize fighter was played by Bill Conrad. Others in tonight's cast were Lorene Tuttle, Bill Lally, Larry Dobkin, and Leo Cleary. Frank Lovejoy will next be seen in Milton Sperling's production Rock Bottom, released by Warner Brothers. Listen next week at this same time and every week as Randy Stone searches through the city for the strange stories waiting for him in the darkness. The stories that come out of the shadows to find their way into Night Beat. There's another great action-packed program you'll enjoy listening to on NBC every Sunday. It's Christopher London with Glenn Ford in the title role. Christopher London was created especially for radio by the world's most widely read mystery writer, Earl Stanley Gardner. You'll truly enjoy this fast-moving mystery adventure series when you tune to NBC next Sunday on most of these same NBC stations. Stay tuned for Brian Donlevy and Dangerous Assignment on NBC.
Up next on Nightly Old-Time Radio Shows, enjoy the adventures of Nick Carter, Master Detective.
What's the matter? What is it?
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
Yes, it's another case for that most famous of all manhunters, the detective whose ability at solving crime is unequaled in the history of detective fiction. Nick Carter, Master Detective. Tonight's curious adventure...
An angle on murder. Or Nick Carter and the mystery of the mutilated foot.
Then I grabbed her, and I wound my fingers around her throat. And I squeezed her windpipe tight. Tighter and tighter.
What's the matter, Patsy?
Oh, Nick, put the lights on.
All right.
And I said I wanted to hear the recorded confession you made of that mad murderer who killed his wife. I didn't think I'd have to listen to it in the dark.
Well, that's the way we got him to confess in the first place. Oh, I'll take it, Patsy.
Okay, Nick.
Nick Carter's office.
I'd like to talk to Mr. Nicholas Carter.
This is Nick Carter speaking.
Oh, hello, Nick. This is John Hamill of the Bankers Associates.
Oh, hello, John. How have you been?
Nick, I'm in trouble. I can't discuss it over the phone. How soon can you meet me?
Where?
On West Street, around the corner from the Greystone building where my offices are. Please get there as fast as you can.
All right, John. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Now, Scubby, you understand exactly what you're to do?
Yeah, Nick.
Okay. I'll see you later. I've got a date on this corner.
Okay, Nick. I'll be seeing you.
Hey, look at that car coming up the street, would you?
Hey, Nick, watch out. That car is headed right at you. Jump, Nick. Oh, did he hit you, Nick? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Oh, gee, that was close. It almost seemed like whoever was driving that car did that on purpose.
Wouldn't be at all surprised, Scubby. I think somebody is interested in preventing me from keeping my appointment.
Hey, look, maybe I better stay with you, Nick.
No, I've got something else for you to do, Scubby. I got the number in that car. Hop down to the license bureau and find out who it belongs to. Then wait for me at the office.
Oh, Nick. Sorry I'm so late.
Oh, hello, John. I've been on this corner waiting for you for 20 minutes. Where have you been?
Trying to get here without anyone seeing me.
Well, why all the mystery? What's up?
Wait a minute, Nick. Here, get back in this doorway, quick. Don't let him see us.
Well, who was that? Somebody trailing you?
I don't know. I never saw him before.
Well, then why'd you want to dodge him? You haven't done anything wrong, have you?
No, Nick. Absolutely nothing. Now, listen. I don't want the police in on this just yet, if I can help it. A banking firm like mine can't stand any unnecessary notoriety.
Well, yes, I know, John, but what's this all about?
Well, let me explain. I wanted to tell you out here where I can be sure no one will hear us. You see, Nick, several days ago I discovered there's a serious shortage on our books. Somebody has been taking money from the accounts, and I'm almost sure I know who it is. I've called a meeting of my 4 partners. They're upstairs in my office waiting for me right now to have a showdown before the stockholders find out. That's why I ask you to come over here, Nick. You may have to make an arrest tonight.
Well, you don't want a detective, John. You want a cop.
No, you're wrong, Nick. I want you. Please come along.
Well, perhaps you better wait down the lobby while I go up and see if everything's all right. That is safe for you to come on.
No, Nick. There's no need for that.
All right,
I want to be in on the showdown. Come on.
Anything you say. And if you really feel that something dangerous is in the wind, I think I should go up there first and look around. Then if everything's okay, let you know.
No. I want to go up now and get it over with.
Well, if you insist.
I do, Nick. Oh, I know it's pretty late, but I waited purposely till the offices were closed to avoid any publicity. This whole business requires the greatest secrecy.
24th floor.
Oh, this is our floor, Nick.
After you, John.
Oh, thank you.
Kind of dark in this hallway, isn't it?
Yes, the lighting isn't any too good here, but
John, are you hurt bad?
Nick.
What is it? What's happened? Why is it John?
Quiet, please, quiet. Gentlemen, John Hamill is dead.
John Hamill's dead, but that's terrible. How did it happen?
That's what I want to know. You seem to know him. Who are you?
Well, I could ask you the same question. Who are you?
I'm Nick Carter.
Nick Carter, the detective?
Yes.
Oh, well, my name's Tom Burdick. I'm one of Hamill's partners, and these are the others.
Mr. Carter, I'm Emil Garrick, and this is Arthur Nelson and Alan Cornish.
How do you do, Mr. Carter?
You're Cornish, huh?
Yes, Mr. Carter.
What do you know about this?
Nothing. I was in my office all the time.
Oh, that's not true, Cornish.
I saw you go out in the hall just a few seconds before Hamill was shot.
That right, Cornish?
Yes, I did go out for a moment. But when the shot was fired, I was back in my office. But why question me? Why don't you ask Burdick where he was, or Nelson or Garrick?
Well, I can easily explain where Mr. Nelson and I were. We were both together in my office preparing some papers for tonight's meeting.
That's right, Mr. Carter. I was with Mr. Garrick.
Which of you men belong to which office?
Well, you can see the layout yourself, Mr. Carter. They all open off this L-shaped corridor. First comes Nelson's office, then Burdick's. They're on the long leg of the L. Then on the corner at the end is Cornish's office, directly in line with the corridor to the elevator.
And Garrick's office is around the corner on the short leg of the L.
That's right.
That's out of sight of the elevator completely, isn't it?
Sure, you can't even see the corridor from my office.
So I see. Then, Cornish, your office is the only one which faces the corridor. I'd like to have a look at it.
All right. This way. This is my office, Mr. Carter.
Peculiar order, yeah? Let's see. Well, what have we here in this umbrella stand? A gun.
What?
And it's been fired very recently. I should say, gentlemen, this was the murder weapon.
That's Mr. Cornish's umbrella stand.
What do you know about this, Cornish?
I don't know anything about it.
Well, that gun belongs to Mr. Cornish.
That's right, Mr. Carter. I've seen it in his desk many times. I recognize that fancy handle.
Say, what are you fellows trying to do? Well, sure, it's my gun, but I haven't seen it for 3 days. Someone stole it out of my desk, Mr. Carter.
Why didn't you report it to the police?
Because I didn't carry a permit for it. I was afraid of getting in trouble.
Cornish, I regret that appearances are against you. I'm afraid I'll have to turn you over to the police.
You won't turn me over to the police?
Well, what happened to the light?
Cornish, let him out.
Turn those lights on, somebody.
Here they are, Mr. Carter.
There he goes, Carter. It's Cornish. He's escaping down the hall.
Stop, Cornish. Stop or I'll shoot. 'But you see, Patsy, I was right with Hamill when he was murdered. What I can't figure out was how he was shot when there was no one else in the hall with us.
Don't ask me, Nick.
And here's something else. I heard only one shot fired, but Cornish's gun had 3 empty shells. And to top it all off, here's the bullet that killed Hamill. The coroner gave it to me. Notice how it's all banged up?
Yes, how did that happen?
I wish I knew. Patsy, if I knew the answer to that, I think I know the answer to this whole case. Until we find Cornish. Oh, I'll get it.
Hello, Carter?
Yes, this is Nick Carter.
Oh, this is Alan Cornish. I suppose I'm a fool for calling you up, Carter, but I need help. I'm desperate and I can't go to the police. You've got to help me prove I didn't kill Hamill.
Why'd you run away, Cornish?
Because I was scared. Lucky for me, you didn't hit me.
Don't worry, Cornish. If I'd really wanted to hit you, I would have. Where are you now?
I'll tell you, but you've got to promise to come alone. If you don't,
The only thing I'll promise you is that I won't do anything till after I've talked to you. Now, what's the address?
1813 Oak Street. Come right over. I'll be waiting for you.
Okay, sit tight. I'll be there.
You mean we'll be there? I'm sick of sitting around here. I'm going with you. "1813 Oak Street. This is it, Betsy. Gosh, what a creepy-looking place.
Certainly not very attractive. Oh, come on, let's go in.
Maybe he's not here.
Said he'd be here. Wonder if... Well, the door's open.
Should we go in?
We can't keep our date with Cornish if we don't.
Gosh, it's dark in here. Nick, do you suppose it could be a trap?
Never can be quite sure, Patsy. Here's the door. Stand behind me.
You see anything in there, Nick?
Wait till I get my flashlight. No. Looks deserted. Oh, come on. Let's try another room.
Gee, this place gives me the jitters. It's practically deserted.
Maybe he's in here. Stand back, Patsy. No, nothing in there.
Maybe he got scared after he called you and slipped away.
We'll soon find out. There's another door. Over there.
Look, Nick. Is that...
Yes. He's hanged himself.
Well, Jack, I don't know why he came back to the office again tonight. Cornish is dead. I guess that closes the case.
Patsy, I'm not satisfied. When I talked to him on the phone, he certainly didn't sound like a man who was going to kill himself. When a man wants to prove himself innocent, he doesn't commit suicide. No, Patsy, there's something about that hanging that's bothering me, and I can't lay my finger on it.
You probably figured that was the best way out. To kick over the chair and end it all.
Patsy, remind me to give you a raise.
And what did I do?
I've got it. Look, Patsy, Cornish was a short man.
Well, so what?
Patsy, Cornish couldn't have hanged himself.
Well, why not?
Don't you remember, Patsy? The only furniture in that room was a bed. And Cornish was so short he never could reach that noose from the bed where it was.
Of course, Nick. The bed was on the other side of the room.
Patsy, Cornish was murdered, which eliminates him as a suspect. Probably he was killed by the same man who killed Hamill.
Oh, but who, Nick? Who?
Wish I knew.
Hiya, Nick. Hiya, Patsy.
Well, if it isn't the missing link.
Scubby, did you find out anything about that car that nearly ran me down this afternoon?
Oh, you bet, Nick.
Good.
But what a time I've been having. Wait till you hear what I have to tell you.
Well?
I had to get the license commissioner out of bed to get it, but, oh, boy, it was worth it. Hey, do you know who that car belongs to? Tom Burdick, Hamill's partner.
Good boy, Scubby. Did you get his address, too?
Yeah, some deserted neck of the woods out in Long Island. I've got the address here somewhere.
Fine. Come on, Scubby. You and I are going to pay him a visit. You know, Scubby, the more I think of it, the more it looks as if Tom Burdick might be mixed up in this some way.
Oh, I hope so, Nick. Otherwise, we're using up a lot of gas in this jalopy of mine for nothing. Hey, have you noticed anything funny, Nick?
You mean that car that's been trailing us for the last few minutes?
That's it. What do you make of it, Nick?
I don't know, Scubby. But I think we'll be finding out quickly enough. They're overtaking us. Better step on it.
Okay, Nick. Here we go. How are we doing?
Not so good, Scubby. They're still gaining on us. Can you give her any more gas?
I'll try. There. They still coming up?
Yes, Scubby. And fast. Duck,
Hey!
Scubby. They're shooting at us.
You're telling me?
Watch it. Here they come.
Well, I've done all I can, Nick. This old bus won't go any faster.
Well, let's try an old trick, Scubby. When they get close to us, slam on your brakes and pull over to the side of the road.
Yeah?
They won't be expecting that. It may throw them completely off balance and spoil their aim.
Okay, Nick. You say when.
Now, pull over.
Oh, boy. That was a close one. Are you all right, Nick?
Yeah. Well, we won't see them anymore for a while. Get going, Scubby. We got to make up for lost time.
Well, Nick, I've got to hand it to you. You have the darndest way of getting into a cellar.
Well, we had to get into Burdick's house somehow. This cellar with its trick entrance from the garage looked like the safest way. Especially with those two vicious-looking dogs posted at both the front and back doors to the house.
Well, they sure were big ones, too. I'd hate to meet one of them. Hey, where do you think this is going to lead us to, Nick?
We should find a stairway going upstairs, unless I'm very much mistaken.
Yeah?
Yeah. Here's one. All right, let's go up. But careful.
All right, Nick, you lead the way. I'm with you.
Here's the door.
Well, I hope it's open. No, darn it, it's locked.
I'll soon fix that. There. All right, Scubby, come on. Oh, wait. Someone's coming into the room, Scubby. Get back. We can hear through the crack of the door. I'll leave it open a little.
Well, Mrs. Burdick, I'm certainly glad you called me up. I'm only too happy to be here at a time like this. After all, we're practically neighbors, aren't we?
Oh, I just had to talk to someone, Mr. Garrick. I'm so worried about Tom and those horrible things that have been happening at the office. What do you make of all this?
Well, I wouldn't worry about it too much, Mrs. Burdick. Tom can take care of himself, if he has to.
What do you mean, Mr. Garrick?
Oh, nothing. But he has been acting rather strangely lately.
Well, that's just it. I'm so worried. I haven't seen or heard from him all day. He's never been so late coming home from the office. Why, it's after 11.
Oh, there's really nothing to worry about, Mrs. Burdick, even in a case like this. Of course, it looks very peculiar for Tom to be missing this way, especially at this particular time.
Mr.
But
Garrick, you don't think Tom had anything to do with all this sort of...
Well, Mrs. Burdick, I like Tom very much. I would hate to think that Tom had anything to do with this murder. Of course, things are...
Well, Scubby, we don't seem to be learning much this way. Might as well go in and let him know we're here.
Sure, Nick.
Good evening, Mr. Garrick.
Why, Mr. Carter, what are you doing here?
I just came along with one of my assistants, Scubby Wilson, to talk to Mr. Burdick. We came in this way because we didn't want to disturb the dogs.
Oh, really? Who are you?
Oh, Mrs. Burdick, this is Mr. Nick Carter. He's in charge of investigating Hamill's death.
Mr. Carter, the detective? Nothing's happened to Tom, has it?
I don't believe so, Mrs. Burdick. I just want to ask him a few questions when he arrives.
Well, maybe that's why Tom hasn't come home. Maybe he's afraid of...
Maybe that's he now.
Wait, I'll go look out the window to see if that's his car.
Carter, I must warn you to be careful. Burdick's a dangerous man.
Tom, Nick Carter's here.
Please, Mrs. Burdick,
Nick
come away from that
Carter's
window.
here to see you.
You won't do him any good that way, Mrs. Burdick.
Tom,
Stop it, you hear me? Please.
Hey, that's his car, Mr. Carter. Look, he's getting away.
Come on, Scubby, let's get after him.
Okay, I'll go with you, Carter.
Hurry up. I want to know why he runs away when he hears my name.
I hope this car of yours stays on the road, Carter.
Don't worry about it, Mr. Garrick.
Carter, I didn't want to say too much in front of Mrs. Burdick, but we've all been afraid of Burdick.
All right. Scubby, just keep your foot on that throttle and keep after him.
Oh, boy, we sure made that one on two wheels. Nick, I'm pushing this crate as fast as she'll go, but we don't seem to be getting any closer. That car of Burdick's can sure step.
As long as we hang on and don't lose him, I'll be satisfied.
Hey, watch it. We're coming to a railroad crossing.
So I see. Well, maybe we can head him off now. If Burdick tries to beat that limiter to the crossing, he's crazy.
Look, Carter, I think he's going to try to make it.
He can't do it. He'll be killed.
Oh, Nick, that nurse that just came out of the operating room is signaling you.
Oh, yes. She wants me to go into Burdick. You wait for me here, Scubby.
Okay, Nick.
Burdick? Burdick, can you hear me?
Yes, Carter. I can hear you. Carter, I'm a dying man.
Yes, I know.
I swear to you, I didn't kill Hamill or Cornish.
Then why did you try to run me down with your car this afternoon?
Carter, I didn't do that. All I know is that for several hours this afternoon, my car was mysteriously missing. I didn't find it again until I started home this evening.
Burdick, why did you run away from your home tonight when your wife told you we were there? And how about the securities we found on you after the wreck?
It wasn't you. It was securities. I took them so that...
Yes, Burdick? Why did you take them?
I took them so I could keep him from stealing them.
Who? Burdick, who? Burdick, who's he?
Carter. Front office. Bottom drawer of desk. Something will lead you to murder.
Yes, Burdick? Who's the murderer?
He's... Oh.
Burdick. Burdick. Oh, poor chap. If you'd spoken sooner, you might have lived longer.
Nick. Oh, Nick, I got here as quick as I could. Have you found anything yet?
I think so. Scubby Burdick wasn't lying to me. I found this in the bottom drawer of the desk in the front office here.
A book. Well, is that what Burdick meant?
Just look at that title.
Studies of various angles of bullets in flight. Well, so what, Nick?
Scubby, that's the way Hamill was killed. It all adds up perfectly. Now I know why I heard only one shot when I found 3 empty shells in the murder weapon. 3 shots were fired, but 2 of them were fired at a different time from the third.
Well, do you know where the other 2 bullets are, Nick?
I do. Follow me out in the hall and I'll show you.
Yeah?
You see, Scubby, as soon as I found that book in the flight of bullets, I did a bit of looking around, and I finally found them.
Well, where are they? In the office here?
No, Scubby, in the corridor. Right over there in that dark corner. embedded in the wall beside the elevator shaft, about a half a dozen feet from where Hamill was killed.
Well, what are they doing over there?
Scubby, this was a very ingenious crime. And if you watch carefully, I'll show you just how ingenious it really was. Now, you notice that Cornish's office is the only one facing the corridor leading from the elevator.
Yeah. So what?
Well, in order to shoot someone coming down the hall, the murderer, if he were in any office but Cornish's, would have to step from his office out into this corridor and be seen, right?
Yeah, right.
But our murderer was very clever. I got the answer when I located the book, and when I found these embedded in the wall beside the elevator shaft.
The 2 missing bullets.
Right.
Well, hey, they're all banged up.
Precisely, just like the murder bullet. And that's what gave me the answer. You see, Scubby, the murderer never left his office. He stood inside the front office, the one around the corner, on the lower leg of the L-shaped corridor, and aimed at that steel pillar built into the wall over there. When the bullet hit the steel face of the pillar, it was deflected into Hamill's lungs. Look here. You see these marks in the face of the pillar here?
Where? Oh, yeah.
Those are the bullet marks.
Oh, well, gosh, Nick, that's fantastic. Hey, are you sure you're right?
Positive. Don't you see, Scubby? That explains the other 2 shots that were fired. They weren't fired at Hamill, and they weren't fired at the time the murder was committed. They were practice shots used by the murderer to be sure he had the correct angle from which to shoot Hamill.
Gosh, Nick, I've certainly got to hand it to you.
Yes, but we still have to get the murderer.
But how? And who is it, Nick?
I rather think that if we step back in the office and wait, we'll find out soon enough, Scubby.
Well, what do you mean, Nick?
I mean that whoever it is will be in this office within the next few minutes, because after my discoveries, I made a couple of phone calls, and I invited the 2 remaining partners to meet me here.
Shh. Here comes someone now.
Oh.
Oh, how do you do, gentlemen?
Oh, hello, Garrick.
I got your phone call, Carter, and I got here as fast as I could.
Garrick, have you seen this book before?
Studies of various angles of bullets in flight. Why, yes, now that I think of it, I think I have.
Does it belong to you?
No, it doesn't. But I remember that one day when I was with Mr. Nelson, he stopped in front of a bookshop and looked at it. Rather closely now that I think of it. Yes, I'm sure it was Nelson.
Very interesting. Now tell me, Mr. Garrick, when the murder was committed, are you positive that you and Mr. Nelson were in this office together?
That's right, Mr. Carter.
Can you show me exactly where each of you stood at the time the shot was fired?
Well, now let me see. I was here, facing the window, and Nelson was, standing right about here by the door.
Mm-hmm. I see. Did you notice in which direction he was facing at the time?
Yes, I remember. This way, facing the corridor.
In other words, the way he was standing, you could see him only in profile.
That's right.
Well, there's no question but that's how it was done, Scubby. The murderer planted himself in this office so that he could establish a strong alibi. He then took the gun from his pocket, unseen by the other person in the room, who could see him only in profile, and then fired it at that steel pillar. Then as he ran into the corridor with the rest, after Hamill was dead, he dropped the gun into the umbrella stand in front of Cornish's office.
Well, Carter, do you mean that Nelson is the one
How
who...
do you do, gentlemen? Did I hear my name mentioned?
Yes, Nelson, you did. Why did you kill Hamill and Cornish?
Please, Garrick, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, Nelson, does this book look familiar to you?
This book? No, I can't say that it does.
You sure you'd never seen this book before?
Now that you mention it, I may have glanced at it in a bookshop at one time or another, but then I look over a lot of books. I like to browse.
I see. Nelson, see how you approve of this story of Hamill's murder.
Yes?
The killer knew of Cornish's criminal record, and he figured he could embezzle some of the firm's money and pin it on an innocent man. Then when he found out that Hamill was becoming suspicious and was having the accounts checked, he became panicky and afraid that it might not work out the way he had planned. So he decided to kill Hamill. Then when he happened to overhear Hamill's conversation with me over the telephone, he hurriedly borrowed Burdick's car without Burdick's knowledge and tried to get rid of me.
That's an interesting way out, Mr. Carter. Have you also a theory as to who the killer is?
I have. By the process of elimination, it has to be either you or Mr. Garrick or an unknown.
And I've already proved that I didn't do it.
It must have been an unknown then, Mr. Carter. I certainly didn't kill Hamill. I had nothing to do with the murder. When the shot was fired, I was right here in this room with Mr. Garrick. He can testify to that.
He has already, Mr. Nelson.
In fact, Mr. Carter, I was standing right here facing the window when the shot was fired.
Oh, no. That's where I was, Mr. Carter, standing there at the window.
Now, please, Garrick.
Please, gentlemen, please.
I...
You don't have to argue about it. I know who was at the window, and I know who fired the fatal shot. Scubby, take a look at the flyleaf of this book.
Well, what are they, Nick? They look like the scribbles that some guys draw when they have nothing else to do. Oh, doodles, they call them.
Exactly. While I was looking through the various offices, I found some papers with these same doodling marks on them in one of the desks. And these marks were made by the murderer. Garrick, I arrest you
Watch
for the
out,
murder...
Nick, he's got a gun!
Well, Scubby, pick up the pieces.
Oh, boy.
There's the murderer, Garrick. He's also the man who tried to murder you and me last night on the road to Burdick's home.
Well, I'll be...
You see, Scubby, Burdick has his suspicions about Garrick. That's why we found those securities on him. He took them so that they wouldn't fall into Garrick's hands. He'd suddenly found out that Garrick was an unscrupulous crook. And that was the reason he ran when Mrs. Burdick called him. He saw Garrick at the window and was afraid of him.
Well, Nick, I must say he had me fooled when he said that Nelson was standing at the door of the office here when he was really there himself.
Yes, in telling us who was in this office, our clever murderer just reversed the positions in which he and Mr. Nelson were standing when the murder was committed. But once I saw the marks on that flyleaf, I knew who stood where. And that's why I had Nelson come up here, to force Garrick's hand.
Well, Nick, one way's as good as another as long as you get results. And you always seem to do that.
So you finally decided to come back, did you?
Yes, Patsy, it's all over. Well, I think you can go home now.
Why, Mr. Carter, are you sure you can spare me?
Why not?
You've been so busy on this case all night, Mr. Carter, you may not have noticed that it is now a new day. And a good secretary is always on the job the first thing in the morning. Shall I take a letter, Mr. Carter?
This was another strange experience of Nick Carter, Master Detective, called An Angle on Murder, or Nick Carter and the Mystery of the Mutilated Bullet. Another of the curious adventures of Nick Carter, which are brought to you by WOR Mutual. And now, Nick, what's next week's story all about?
Well, when this case was first brought to me, it seemed so routine and uninteresting that I practically turned it down.
But it was far from routine once you got into it, wasn't it, Nick?
Yes, indeed. So far from it that I almost got myself bumped off investigating it.
It's really the story of a man who thought he was so much cleverer than Nick that he could outwit him every time.
I don't suppose he got away with it.
No, he found he wasn't really so clever after all. Like practically every criminal I ever met, he gave himself away by being too clever.
Well, sounds like an interesting tale, Nick.
Not only interesting, but downright exciting. But more of that next week. So long, folks.
So long.
And so long to you, Nick and Patsy. In the strange adventure you've just heard, Nick Carter was impersonated by Lon Clark, Patsy by Helen Choate, and Scubby by John Kane. The story was written for Nick Carter by George Gordon. Original music was played by Lew White. The entire production was under the direction of Jock McGregor. Next week, listen to another curious experience of Nick Carter entitled
The Body on the Slab, or Nick Carter and the Mystery of the Missing Husband.
This story is a copyrighted feature of Street and Smith Publications, Incorporated. Beginning Wednesday, November 3rd, The Return of Nick Carter, which is produced in the studios of WOR, will be broadcast over most of these stations on Wednesday evenings at 8:30 Eastern Wartime. Remember the new time, Wednesdays at 8:30 Eastern Wartime, beginning Wednesday, November 3rd. This is Mutual.
One of old-time radio's longest-running and most popular programs, CBS Mystery Theater, is up next.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the vivid world of your own imagination, to the miracle of your own mind's eye. We have, all of us, found ourselves at times in one predicament or another and wondered how in the world we got there. Our mystery drama, Hurricane, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by George Lothar, and stars Joseph Julian and E.V. Juster. Imagine yourself now in a beach house on the eastern shore of Florida. It's a wild and isolated part of the shore. And right now, the savage wind and rain of a hurricane are bludgeoning the house. In the living room, two men are playing Scrabble by the light of a kerosene lamp. One of them is quite young, in his 20s. His left eye is badly bruised, half closed. The other man is old, in his mid-30s, perhaps. He is wearing a shoulder holster with a .38 caliber revolver in it.
Turn the radio on, Ronnie. Let's get the latest on the hurricane. Ronnie.
Yeah?
Don't get any fancy ideas. Don't make any sudden moves.
What ideas? What moves? You could put a bullet in me before I got halfway to the door.
And don't think I would.
Some hours since Hurricane Donna roared out of the Atlantic, heading north by northwest up the Florida East Coast. Winds up to 90 miles per hour have already been clocked at the Weather Bureau station in Miami, which warns that they are expected to reach a velocity of 110 miles per hour.
I told you, no sudden moves. Get away from that window.
I heard a car. I did.
Parts of the overland highway have been...
Joe, there's a car in the drive. Two people, a man and a woman, getting out. They're coming in.
Damn.
Shore of the Keys have been...
Shut that thing off. Now, let me handle this. Don't give me any trouble, understand?
Whatever you say, Joe.
Yeah?
We're sorry to trouble you, but will you let us in, please?
I'm sorry, lady.
The overland highway's underwater up ahead. We can't go on. We can't go back. You've got to take us in.
There's a beach house about a half a mile.
There was. It's been washed away.
Oh.
Look, you can't turn us away. Not in this.
All right, come in.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Martin Halliday. This is my wife, Fran. And you?
Joe Carrington.
And I'm Ronnie Prentice. You may have heard of my father.
All right, they don't want your life history.
Pleasure meeting you. Say, that's quite a black eye you've got. Yeah,
We went down to the dock to secure our boat. Ronnie slipped.
Oh, that's too bad. I can't help noticing, Mr. Carrington. Your gun.
What about it?
Well, a little unusual, isn't it? I mean, wearing a shoulder holster and a gun in a house makes me feel as if I'd walked into a Humphrey Bogart movie.
Maybe you have. Oh? What do you mean, Mr. Prentice?
He didn't mean anything. Making a joke is all. Where are you from, you two?
Siesta Key.
Yes, we have a little beach house there. Shack, really. A kind of get-away from it all place.
Get away from all what?
We're school teachers, Jacksonville. Fran teaches English, and I'm what you call a student counselor. Oh, you, give advice to kids? Well, they're not exactly kids. Not at 17 and 18. High school, yes. But at that age, adolescents have lots of problems, believe me. And you straighten them out. Well, let's say I try.
My husband has a degree in clinical psychology.
Oh, very interesting. I'll be back in a moment.
Where are you going?
Well, to heat up the coffee, Joe. They look like they could use something.
No, what they need is a drink. Forget the coffee.
Well, I don't need a drink. I'd rather have the coffee, thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I'll get it. No, wait. Excuse me. I'll give him a hand in the kitchen.
Martin, there's something funny going on here.
Yeah, I noticed the way Carrington, the one with the gun, kept watching the younger one like, well, a cat watching a mouse.
I noticed that, too, but what I mean, the younger one, Ronnie, he seemed to be trying to warn me about something.
What do you mean, warn you?
I don't know. I could be wrong, but there was something, seemed to me, something in his eyes. As if he were trying to warn me with his eyes.
And speaking of eyes, I don't think he got that shiner in a fall.
Neither do I.
I'll come and get it. Hot and steaming.
Oh, I can use a cup of that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Here we are. There's cream and sugar. You can help yourself.
Oh, thank you. How do you take yours, Mr. Prentice?
Black. And it's Ronnie.
Oh, well, Fran then.
Okay.
There you are. Mr. Carrington?
None for me.
You play Scrabble, Fran?
I love it.
Well, how about a game with me?
Of course.
You know, come to think of it, maybe I'm biting off more than I can chew, taking on an English teacher.
What do you want, a handicap?
This is a nice place you've got here, Mr. Carrington. Yeah, I've been admiring some of the paintings on the walls. Who's the artist?
Friend of mine.
A distinctive technique. Yeah, he's got talent. And problems.
You think so?
Oh, no offense.
No offense. I'm interested. What makes you think he's got problems?
Well, there's something curious about the way...
Yeah?
Well, it's hard to put into words. See, here in this landscape, that distant farmhouse is only partially finished. And here again, these trees are only half painted in. As if, well, there's something wrong. As if the artist, for some reason, went just so far and no further. As if something stopped him.
You shrinks are all alike.
You beg pardon?
Your wife said you were a psychologist.
So
right away you got to read something into this painting. Like the artist has problems because he didn't finish painting this or painting that. Maybe he ran out of paint.
Did he?
What?
He's a friend of yours, you said. You know him. Did he run out of paint? Or does he just not finish what he starts?
Hey, now take it easy, Joe. Why pull a gun on us? I just accidentally upset the Scrabble game, that's all.
I thought you were going to shoot me.
You're pretty edgy, Carrington.
Sorry.
You're practically a nervous
Fran.
wreck. But all that happened was Ronnie upset the Scrabble game.
I said I was sorry. Here, let me help you pick up the pieces. Then maybe we could all sit down and play. How about it, Mr. Halliday?
Sure, help pass the time.
Yeah, you count me out. I'm going to lie down for a while.
A few minutes ago, you wanted to play.
Well, I don't now.
Nonsense. You like Scrabble.
Not when I'm up against an English teacher. She was beating the socks off me.
We'll all play. Now sit down, Ronnie.
I'm sleepy, Joe. I'm going to catch a nap.
Looks like we'll have to play three-handed.
Yeah. As soon as I get back. I won't be a minute.
Martin, that boy's in trouble.
Where'd you get that idea?
He didn't upset the Scrabble game accidentally. He did it deliberately. After he spelled out the words, help me.
Help me?
Yes. I looked at the words then at him, and he looked in Carrington's direction. Martin, that boy's in danger. Maybe we are, too.
Joe, no. Please, don't handcuff me to the bed.
You're up to something out there, Ronnie. I'm not taking any chances.
I swear I wasn't up to anything at all.
You think I haven't noticed the looks between you and her? You think I haven't seen you trying to tell her something with your eyes? And why did you upset that Scrabble game?
It was an accident.
Yeah, some accident. And all of a sudden you're sleepy and you want to take a nap. Who do you think you're kidding? Next thing I know, you'd be out that window trying to escape.
With a hurricane raging out there, how far do you think I'd get?
I don't think, I know. You're not getting beyond this bed. Not with these handcuffs on, you're not.
We've got to do something.
Fran, I warn you again. Don't rush into something you'll be sorry for.
But we've got to help that boy. For all we know, we've got to help ourselves. Martin, he's got a gun, and he's...
More coffee before we start playing?
No, thank you.
Change your mind about a drink, Halliday?
Why, yes, I think I will.
And on second thought, I'll change mine about the coffee.
Help yourself. Scotch, bourbon, rye, what'll it be?
What? Oh, bourbon, thanks.
Coffee's cold. Mind if I heat it up, Mr. Carrington?
No, of course not. There's a gas stove in the kitchen. Lucky we don't cook with electricity. It all went off hours ago. Kitchen's through that door.
I'll just be a few minutes.
What the?
Keep your voice down, Ron.
Fran, you're soaked to the skin, drenched.
I pretended I wanted to heat up the coffee, but I really wanted to get to you. I went out the kitchen door and came around to this window. Ronnie, what's the trouble?
He's holding me for ransom.
Ransom?
He wants $100,000. $100,000? My father is Garrett Prentice, the millionaire.
Oh, I've heard of him, yes.
Well, Carrington, if that's his name, phoned my father yesterday. The money is on the way, but what worries me is I'm sure Carrington's going to kill me once he gets it.
But if he gets the ransom money...
I don't think it'll make any difference. He knows I can identify him, so he hasn't much choice. He has to kill me. You and your husband, too.
Yes. We could identify him.
You've got to do something. We've got to do something.
But what? That's the question, Ronnie. What?
Your wife, she's taking her own sweet time about heating that coffee.
Oh, here she is now.
Where have you been? Your clothes are soaking wet.
How did it happen, Fran?
While the coffee was heating, I went to the kitchen door and opened it.
What for?
Well, to see what it was like out there. The wind caught the door and yanked it open. I went out to try to close it and...
You're lying. What have you been up to?
I haven't been up to anything.
You went out the kitchen door and around back, didn't you? You made your way to the bedroom.
No, I swear I didn't.
Well, I'll soon find out. I'll go see.
Fran, have you gone crazy? You hit him with that candlestick. You knocked him cold.
Get his gun and the key to the handcuffs out of his pocket.
Handcuffs?
Ronnie's handcuffs to the bed in there.
Good Lord. Here, take the gun while I hunt for the key. Not this pocket. Yeah, here. Keep him covered, Fran. I'll release Ronnie.
Mr. Halliday.
It's okay, Ronnie. I don't know what this is all about yet, but I'll soon have these cuffs off you.
Oh.
Carrington's out cold. There.
Oh, good. Where's his gun?
My wife's got it. Keeping Carrington covered.
Come on. He's still out, huh?
Yes.
All right, I'll take the gun, Fran.
Yes. Here, I don't want it. I don't even like the feel of it. Where's my husband?
Well, still in the bedroom, I guess.
What in the world is he doing in... Martin? Martin, what are you doing in there?
Coming. I stopped to have a closer look at this.
Well, what is it?
It was hanging on the wall. In his bedroom.
But what is it?
A straitjacket, Fran.
A straitjacket? Ronnie, what would a straitjacket be doing in your... Oh, my God.
That's right, Fran. You see, I'm insane. Joe used that straitjacket to keep me quiet when I got violent. Really violent. But he won't be using it on me anymore. Not anymore. Thanks to you.
As I said, we sometimes find ourselves in predicaments and wonder how we got there. Well, Fran and Martin Halliday needn't wonder how they got into theirs. They know. There are those who say we cannot escape what the fates have ordained shall be our future. Others contend that we create our own destinies, masters of our fate, captains of our soul, and all that. I don't know. Seems to me there's such a thing as luck, good and bad. And as Fran and Martin Halliday stare into the barrel of a gun held by Ronnie Prentice, I'd say they're just victims of circumstance. Wouldn't you?
Joe uses a straitjacket on you when you become violent?
He did. But as I just told you, he won't anymore. Thanks to you, dear impulsive Fran Halliday. Carrington's coming around. I'll see if I can help him.
Leave him.
He could be seriously hurt.
Let's hope so.
My head. Ronnie, how did you get that gun?
She gave it to me. After she took it away from you.
Oh, lady, you made a big mistake.
He told me you'd kidnapped him. We're holding him for ransom.
And you swallowed that?
I'm afraid I did.
Well, don't blame yourself too much. Ronnie's conned smarter people than you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Oh, no, you shouldn't have said that, Joe. You've offended her. She's an obvious narcissus type. You should have realized that.
As you did.
Well, of course. That's why I went after her sympathy instead of his. I knew she'd be a pushover.
Well, quite the amateur psychologist.
Amateur? Hell of a lot better psychologist than you are, Halliday. I'm not wasting my life as a kid counselor.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Ronnie, give me the gun.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Oh, Ronnie.
One more step, Joe, and I'll kill you.
No. Not me. Not after all these years.
How many, Joe? I've lost count.
19. In 4 months and 27 days.
Oh, that's a long time.
You'll never know how long.
The gnawing tooth of time. Well, it's over now, Joe. End of the line and no transfer.
No transfer for you either. If you kill me, I'll put you in the asylum, Ron.
Not me. Too clever. Well, would you all like a drink, or is the situation sufficiently intoxicating? Your friend?
No, thank you.
Halliday?
Not me.
How about you, dear brother Joe? Dear, dedicated, generous, self-sacrificing, martyrish brother. Dear, gentle, understanding, all-suffering keeper!
Hit me just once again, Ron.
And what?
Skip it.
I'm going over to the bar to make myself a drink. Now, all of you stay right where you are. Don't move. Not an inch. I said not an inch.
Oh, I was only going to sit down in this chair and... Oh! My jaw.
I'll do more than kill you with this gun if you disobey me again. Now, don't move. Not an inch.
Martin. Oh, Martin, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Are you sure you don't want a drink? Anyone? It's your last chance, you know. Well, suit yourselves. And now, who's first? You, Halliday? Yeah, why not you? Just one bullet through the head. Painless. So don't be afraid.
Ron, don't do it.
Are you afraid, Halliday?
I don't think so. No.
Not afraid of death? How come?
Oh, I don't know. I guess if you believe in God, and I do, I guess you... Well, you can't be very much afraid of anything, really.
Well, many people who believe in God are afraid to die, wouldn't you say?
No. I don't see how they could be afraid if they did.
Oh, provocative speculation.
Give me the gun, Ron.
Oh, you're afraid, aren't you? When I point the gun at you like this and you don't know whether I'm going to pull the trigger or not, you are afraid, aren't you, Joe?
I certainly don't want to die.
Yet you believe in God.
Maybe I do and maybe I don't.
You do? You do? You told me you did. I remember a long time ago, you told me that you did. You did.
Okay, I did.
Now you're trying to confuse me. He does it all the time. He keeps making me think I got things twisted, all mixed up, that I'm not thinking straight, that I'm crazy. Now, don't start that with me, Joe. Now, I'm warning you. Don't start.
All right, Ron.
And then don't take that tone either. You know I can't stand that tone.
Ron.
I will not be treated like a child in a tantrum. I will not, Joe. I will not.
Then why don't you stop behaving like one?
Halliday, don't cross him.
Why not? Go ahead, Halliday. Cross me. Say anything you like to me. Anything. And see what happens. You won't? Well, then how about you, Fran? You say something. You cross me.
Oh, won't you please let us go? Please. We have nothing to do with all of this. We just happened to come in here out of the...
Save it. You can't reason with a homicidal maniac.
He really is?
Yes, Mrs. Halliday, he really is.
Liar! Liar! Oh, clever. Oh, yeah, clever. But not as clever as I am. You see, he wants my father's money, all for himself. There's enough for both, more than enough. When my father goes to that great hunt club in the sky. Yeah, marvelous huntsman, my father. Red coat, breeches, top hat, the whole bit. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, hunting we will go. And all fall down and go smash. Smash! But not for him. Oh, never smash for him. For me. For me.
What do you mean, smash for you?
Would you like to know? Would you really be interested?
I would, yes.
No, we never tell about it, do we, Joe? Never have, never will. What would father's friends say? Garrett Prentice fathered a maniac? That's what they'd say. Garrett Prentice would shrivel up with shame.
Who exactly is Garrett Prentice?
Who is... Well, Joe, here's a man who never heard of father, a wonderment, a rara avis. My dear man, where have you been? Everyone has heard of father.
I'm afraid I'm not in that category.
Oh, then let me tell you about him, all about him, and about Joe and me.
Ron, no, don't, please,
no. It's
no.
the last stop, Joe. Final destination. Why not open the luggage? You won't be taking it with you. You see, Joe's mama married my dear papa after his papa died. Now, in, as you might say, the ordinary course of biological eventuality, I appeared on the scene. And alas, poor Joe's mama left it. Joe hated me for killing his mama.
No, Ron, I never...
You did. You did. If you didn't, why did you hit me and knock me down and make me hurt my head?
I didn't mean to. You were 2 years old, almost 2. And you always wanted whatever I had, a toy, a game, whatever. That day, well, I wouldn't give up what you wanted, and I pushed you away.
You knocked me down. You knocked me down and you hurt my head, Joe.
I did injure him. I am responsible. When I pushed him and he fell.
Knocked down?
All right, Ron. When I knocked him down, he struck his head on the metal corner of a bed. He was unconscious for more than an hour. And when
Go on.
When the doctor brought him around, he seemed all right, except for headaches that bothered him from time to time, but otherwise all right. Then when he was about 4, he tried to kill his governess.
At 4?
Yeah. He wanted her to give him something. I don't remember what, and she wouldn't. And he flew into a rage. He bit, he clawed, he kicked her. Small as he was, she was no match for him. And he'd have killed her if other servants hadn't come in time and dragged him off. Then, a year or so later, he attacked a playmate. Boy his age, and he would have killed him. There hadn't been other boys who pulled him away.
Good heavens.
From then on, he couldn't be sent to school. He had to be tutored at home. He'd fly into these sudden, unexpected rages, attack his tutors. He nearly murdered one with a pair of scissors.
The psychiatrist who examined him, did they have
He's
him?
never been to a psychiatrist.
Well, you can't mean that.
It's true.
But it's senseless.
Garrett Prentice, senseless? Wealthy financier, handsome playboy, beloved darling of the jet set, senseless? Oh, no. Heartless, yes. Oh, God, yes, heartless.
He couldn't bear the shame, the notoriety of others knowing.
But, Carrington, Joe, you can't mean that all these years you've taken care of him alone.
It was my fault.
So you took on the burden of...
Wouldn't you?
You've dedicated your entire life to him.
Oh, it isn't as bad as you make it sound. Most of the time, he's rational enough. Our lives are quite ordinary, except I have to keep watching for the signs, the symptoms that warn me that another attack is coming on. I try to give him as much freedom as I can. Still, I do have to keep an eye on him.
And you know I hate being watched. If you only know how it feels to have someone's eyes glued on you all the... Why are you looking at me like that, Halliday?
Like what?
As if you're studying me.
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. Answer me. Answer me or I'll put a hole in your head.
No! Take that gun away from his temple!
Easy, Fran, easy. All right. I have been studying you.
Why?
There's something... I can't put my finger on it, but something... I've known kids, well, young men and women, really, high school seniors who seem rational at times.
It's only the calm before the storm, Halliday. It's one of those symptoms that I mentioned.
The silence before the volcano erupts, eh, Joe?
Something like that.
And then? Boom! I erupt. Well, better to do that than to hold it in and let it eat you alive inside like most people. Like you, Halliday.
Me? Nothing's eating me.
Liar. You're all but eaten up with bitterness, frustration.
You couldn't be more off base, believe me.
Am I? Ask her. Ask Fran. She knows. Am I right, Fran?
Well, answer him, Fran.
He's right.
You see?
Oh, come on, Fran.
He is right, Martin. You know it. I know it. We just never talk about it, that's all.
Talk about what?
Nothing. Forget it.
No. You just said that he's right. That I am eaten alive inside with frustrations, regrets.
You are? Darling, you know you are. You never mention it because... Well, because you're you.
Good Lord, Fran. Are you talking about what happened at State College?
Is there anything else we don't talk about since it happened?
But in heaven's name, Fran, that was 12 years ago. It makes no sense.
Doesn't it? Oh, Martin. Dear, darling Martin. Doesn't it?
You know, maybe it does. Maybe it does at that. If all these years you've been thinking that because I never talked, thinking you ruined my life.
I did. You know I did.
Ruined it? Fran, dearest, you made it. How could you have lived with me all these years and not know that Oh, what a fool I've been.
You?
Yes, me, a so-called psychologist, not knowing you'd feel guilty. That you'd...
But, Martin, you've kept silent about it all these years.
Kept silent? Nothing. I haven't kept silent. I just haven't talked to you about it because I scarcely ever think about it. And when I do, I'm glad it happened.
You're just saying that.
I'm not saying anything. I'm telling you the truth.
Too late.
Too late?
Just too late. Because I'm sick of all this talk. The time has come to erupt. To strike. And I think... No, I'm sure. I'll strike at you first, dear friend. Oh, yes. I'll kill you first. Surely a twist of fate. An ironic twist. When in the very instant Martin Halliday discovers that, all unknowingly, he and his wife have misunderstood each other over the years, the homicidal maniac Ron Prentice kills Fran Halliday. Remarkable, isn't it, that no matter how intimately our lives are bound up with another's, we never really know what he's like underneath, what he truly thinks, truly feels. It's almost inconceivable that Fran Halliday would believe that her husband Martin has been eaten up with bitterness and frustration over something she did 12 years ago, when actually the reverse is true. But no matter now, it seems, because Ron Prentice has just fired point blank at Fran.
Fran! Fran!
I'm all right. I think. He missed.
Yeah, lucky you, Fran. You jerked your head at just the right moment, or you'd be dead with a bullet between your eyes right now.
Fool, you crazy fool.
Now, my dear brother, you won't think so when I finally decide to kill you, too.
If you kill any one of us, it'll be the end for you, Ron.
Oh, no, not an end. A beginning.
I'll put you away, behind bars, in an asylum for the criminally insane. You could never bear that, Ron.
I've borne it for nearly 20 years. 19 years, 4 months, 27 days, as you said.
What are you talking about? You've lived an almost normal life. I've seen to that.
Yeah, never a day out of your sight. The feel of your eyes always on me, waking, sleeping. You were always there. Never alone, never. Handcuffed, straitjacketed, chained to you, chained.
Think I have never wanted to be alone? To live my life? To fall in love, marry, have kids? Even to go for a walk by myself? You think it's been any easier for me? Chained to you?
You made the chain, not me. You. Well, now I'm going to break it, Joe. Once and for all. Break.
No, don't shoot. Ron, please, I beg you, don't.
Hey, look.
No! He's shaking!
The whole room. The doors. We're right falling. The walls are moving.
I'm flying.
Going.
Good Lord. I thought we were finished.
You are.
What?
The house can't last. They said on the radio these winds would at 110, 120 miles an hour, and that's what they're starting to do.
And we damn well better ought to get out of here.
Where can we go?
To the beach. There are caves down there. We can make it.
No, dear brother, not you. Me.
What do you mean, you?
Fran, go into the bedroom and get those handcuffs my brother used on me.
What are you up to?
You'll find a second set in the top bureau drawer. Joe always kept a spare. Bring the straitjacket, too.
I don't...
Do as I tell you. And don't get any fancy ideas, or it'll be the end of these two.
Do as he says, Mrs. Halliday.
All right.
What rotten scheme have you dreamed up now, Ron?
Well, not me. The hurricane. The hurricane dreamed it up.
What the hell are you talking about?
That. Just that. Those winds are getting worse. The house can't last. It'll be ripped apart. Torn asunder, smashed to kindling. And you, all three of you, will be smashed to kindling. Human kindling with it. Here's impulsive Fran with the handcuffs and the straitjacket. You, Halliday, put that straitjacket on Brother Joe.
Ronnie, you can't do this.
I'm not. You are. Get that jacket on him. Now!
He means what he says, Halliday. He'll kill you if you don't obey him. Come on now. Get this jacket on me. Halliday!
If I could only be sure.
Of what, Martin? Sure of what?
That he won't, that he can't shoot to kill.
Try me, Halliday. I'm going to count 5. If you haven't got that straitjacket on Joe, I'll put a bullet through your head.
And he can do it. He's a crack shot.
Then how come he missed Fran?
I missed because...
Don't give me that. Fran couldn't have jerked her head fast enough to avoid the bullet. You missed. Deliberately missed. Why?
Halliday, you're pushing your luck.
Maybe. I'm not saying I couldn't be wrong. No one ever really knows what's in another man's head. But if I'm right...
Martin!
Give me the gun, Ron.
I warn you, put that straitjacket on Joe or I'll kill you here and now.
I don't think so. If you were going to shoot us, you'd have done it instead of talking about it.
Halliday...
I've been sizing you up, Ron. The way I size up high school kids sent to me when they're in trouble. They do a lot of talking, too. A lot of bluster, a lot of bluff. Half the time not knowing it is nothing but bluff because nobody's called them on it. Well, I'm calling you. Here and now. Calling you, Ron.
One more step.
Halliday, in heaven's name, you're not dealing with a high school kid. You're dealing with a maniac.
That's the chance I'm taking, Joe. That your brother is no more insane than I am.
Well, you are insane if you think he isn't. I've been with him night and day all his life. I tell you, he's mad.
I don't believe it. He believes it. Oh, yes, he believes it, all right. Right now, this minute, he believes he'll shoot to kill me. But I'm gambling that when the chips are down, he'll throw in his hand.
Oh, you seem very sure of yourself, Halliday.
I'm anything but sure, Ron. But what have I got to lose? If I don't take that gun from you, we'll all die when the hurricane destroys the house. And even if you do shoot to kill, and do kill me, it'll give Joe a chance to get that gun away from you. Joe?
Yeah?
Get ready. If he shoots me, you'll have a split second to jump him. Okay?
Okay.
Martin!
Take it easy, Fran. All right, Ron.
One more step and you're dead.
Not if I'm right about you, Ronnie. I'm willing to take a calculated risk based on what I've learned about you in the past hour.
Learned? About me?
You nearly killed your governess, Joe said, when you were a child. But didn't.
I was stopped before I could.
Were you? Or could you have killed her before anyone came to save her, but held off until they came? What about the playmate you tried to murder? Somehow you didn't succeed there either. Or the tutor you nearly killed with the scissors. Or my wife, Fran. Those pictures on the walls. You painted them, didn't you?
What of it?
None of them. Not one is finished. That's what of it. Why? Because you don't finish anything you start. You want to know the truth as I see it, Ronnie?
I don't give a damn what...
As I see it, when you were a child and Joe knocked you down, yes, you were knocked unconscious. But when you came to, you felt a warmth, a security you'd never felt before. Because for the first time in your life, you were the center of attention. Especially your father's attention. You felt it, loved it, wanted more of it. Why don't you shoot?
You...
As time went on and you got no more attention, you missed it, yearned for it. Then, one day, as I see it, when your governess refused to give you something you wanted, you flew at her in a childish tantrum. A tantrum, Ronnie, that's all it was. But again, you got attention. And again, you found it pleasurable and wanted more. And had found a way to get more. Am I right?
You can't be.
Ron, if I'm right, for nearly 20 years, you've been playing at being insane without knowing you were playing. You've told yourself a lie, the same lie so often you came to believe it. But the fact is, you're not insane at all. Ron, for the last time, give me that gun. All right, then. I'll take it from you.
Ow! Martin! Oh! You killed him!
I knew he would. I was right. Your husband was wrong.
We won't need the straitjacket now. All right, Joe, handcuff her to the water pipe. Move!
Let's run. Yes.
All right, now handcuff yourself to her.
Run. They'll come after you. They'll put you away.
Do as I say.
All right. All right.
And now, goodbye, Joe. In a little while, the house will be gone, and you with it.
I'll be free of you. Free of you. At last. At last. Martin.
Miss Halliday?
What?
The hurricane's getting worse. We can't last long. I just want to say, I'm sorry you got caught up in all this.
It was my fault.
No.
If I hadn't released your brother, Martin! That was Martin! He just moved!
He isn't dead.
Oh, dear Lord, how can he be alive? His head! The blood!
We didn't get a chance to look at him close up. That bullet could have only creased his skull.
Oh, thank God, thank God! Oh, Martin. Here, look over here.
Huh?
We're handcuffed together. Here.
What? Fran.
Oh,
Fran. Joe. What happened?
Ron shot you.
Oh, here, my head.
He went to the caves on the beach. He left us handcuffed to this pipe.
Oh, gotta get out of here.
There's no way, Halliday. We're handcuffed to this water pipe.
He got the keys?
Yes.
Not if I was right.
What about Ron? You were wrong. He shot you, didn't he?
Didn't kill me. He could have. Crack shot, you said. But he didn't. And that means...
what, Martin? It means what?
He'll be back to save us.
Oh, you're nuts.
He can't go through with it. He never has before. He won't now. He'll be back. Question is, will he come in time?
There isn't much. Oh, this could be it.
We can't last much longer.
I can move. Get to you. Hold you in my arms. Once more.
You are in my arms, darling. In my heart. Where you've always been.
It's going. The house is going. Go! Run!
I knew it. I can't do it. I can't let you die.
You got me. Get these handcuffs off.
Yes. Okay. There. Now you, Fran.
Quick, Ron. Quick, the roof. Oh, there goes the roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
The road.
Hurry.
They escaped. All four. Hanging on to each other, dragging Martin, who couldn't stand, they fought their way to the caves on the beach, even as the house exploded into flying wreckage. Our cast included Joe Julian, Evie Juster, Jack Grimes, and Gordon Gould. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Magee Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
The WOR Mystery Theater program is furnished by the CBS Radio Network. This is WOR New York, an RKO General Station. At the WOR time signal, exactly 8 o'clock, here's John Scott with the news.